live. We are live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Evil, the discussion of the season 3 finale. I'm Larice. This is Justin. We have a special guest tonight. I know some of you will be really happy. We have Walt. Walt,
Hi.
Are you frozen?
Me?
Walt? Oh, okay. You were frozen for a second.
Yeah, I can barely hear you guys.
We can hear you, and it sounds like you're yelling.
I am yelling. I'll stop yelling because I can barely hear. Automatically adjust volume. Let me see.
Maybe you need headphones.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you.
So it's not the mic. It's my speakers.
Maybe. And for some reason, you're coming through with a profile instead of a. We lost him. He'll be back. Okay. How's everybody doing? Canada rules, Brian. Kegger, you.
Yes, I agree. Canada rules.
Oh
hello,
my God.
Kegger, you.
Everyone. Let me add Walt back. There he is.
Oh, it's louder now. I can hear you.
Okay, you're much louder now too.
I'm gonna put the mic. I'm gonna put the phone over here. There we go.
Like 15 minutes ago, so we could work this out before we went live.
Sorry, I'm being a diva.
No, you're just being a dude. Not all.
Hey, you've never had that problem with me.
Oh, sorry. I just realized my fan is still on. It's probably making ambient sounds. So, wow, is everyone okay after that finale?
I like ambient sounds when they're coming from like the grating in the wall.
Like a toilet, like
the demons.
Demon noises.
The different elements of the bathroom.
I mean, it's very possible that every single one of those demons was using their toilet regularly. When you gotta go, you gotta go. And some of those demons probably crapped out some nasty ones.
Probably. I mean, what happened to the head, though?
The what? The head? They probably ate it. They probably ate everything. They probably ate everything except for the eyeball. They forgot the eyeball.
I don't know about you, but there were some milquetoast parts of this episode.
Oh my God, there wasn't anything milquetoasty except for the fact that they decided to change neighbors and not explain.
And the Andy thing was milquetoast too. Like they just brought him back like for no reason at all.
They brought him back because the girls were onto them. The girls found out. They knew if he didn't come back that Leland would be involved and they would follow Leland and they would catch him. The girls are very, very smart. They did some great detective work.
I would rather that happen than just boom, he's here out of nowhere.
It would have been great if they had gone to his place and found him, but he'd been alive. I wanted to see that, but
or they show up in the middle of Leland killing him.
Great. No. It really didn't go as you wanted, Justin. You really wanted that.
Well, yes, I wanted Leland to kill him, but I knew that if he had died, Cheryl would get away with everything, but it seems that Andy doesn't remember what happened anyway. So is it going to come back to him? I really want her to go to jail for what she did.
For kidnapping him?
Yes.
No, that's not
Justin, you're sending mixed signals. You want Andy off, but you want to hold the people responsible.
Yeah, I mean, like, they kidnapped the guy, and then you have Leland who killed the Monsignor, and we never got any resolution to that either.
Yeah, that actually was definitely a dropped moment because they said, let's call the police, and they didn't call the police. But the police are going to have to come anyways because you just don't have someone die of a stab wound and not have the police. That just doesn't work like that.
But they
especially
didn't.
Someone high profile like a Monsignor. There's going to be an investigation.
Yeah, but they didn't call the Monsignor because Grace wasn't legal yet.
Yeah, well, that's why she couldn't be a witness because she wasn't legal. They had to get her out of there. They swooped her out of there.
It's a slippery slope.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I don't think they would care, but
we had a lot of people miss you all in the recent weeks.
I've been there in spirit and sometimes inappropriately in the chat.
Yeah, we know. Yeah, Hager, you.
Just the chat. Just the chat.
Yeah.
Now that makes me think of just the tips. So thanks.
Oh, I wasn't gonna say it out loud.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad we didn't talk about that, but with Walt when he was. I'm glad you're in the comments and not.
I did say it out loud. That was Justin.
A weird angle because where is your webcam? Now I'm not even gonna. You're just at a weird angle.
I'm on my phone right now. I just got my computer on. I might try to switch up and out.
Okay.
But you got me for now.
Yeah, Kegger, you told you Grace wasn't gonna spill the beans. Well, she just didn't have. She would have. I don't know if she knew who Leland was.
She did not know. She was like, she said, some man came for me, and the Monsignor wasn't supposed to die. I've never been so blindsided. Or blind.
Actually, might as well, if we're going to get into it, we might as well get into it because it picked up right where it left off, which doesn't always happen. You know, things happen.
Can I say I loved that? I just want to get this out of there because in reaction to how they started the scene, I love the fact they picked up right where they left off. And it made me think the one thing that holds me back from just loving this show wholeheartedly, 100%. I'm like at 90%, but I just don't like episodic TV anymore. I'm so into the 6 to 12 episode arc, long form arc of cable and, internet, streaming service runs.
Right.
And I wish they would just do this all the time. You could still have kind of a monster demon of the week kind of a thing, but more serial stuff. More
episodes.
Yeah. Less just kind of, hey, there's a 5-second tribute to what we talked about 5 years ago. I love the fact that it did go right into it. And there was a lot of wrap up in this episode. Like it felt like this episode felt more like it was part of a 10-part serial, not a 10-part episodic. And I loved that energy and that tone.
Well, it helped that this case was actually connected to Kristen again, like last week's case was connected to Kristen. So it helped. Like it was her neighbor. So that was their case. And it was kind of in the background of their story.
Well, as far as what Walt said about episodic storytelling, I agree with you, but from the very start of the series, the creators thought that this show was always meant to be a streaming show, but they didn't have a platform that they could do it on, and now they do.
Right.
So, but I think with every show, the structure is different. So I think they're just kind of finding their footing on this show, even though their other shows are already on streaming.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think when you're streaming, you have.
Sorry.
What was that?
What is that?
Nobody talk.
What's
I don't know what to do.
What is happening? Okay. We just had the demon of the algorithm come in.
I know what that was. He was trying to. You were trying to join in on your computer.
I'm here at a much better angle. It's from above now. I look less fat. Only have 2 instead of 4 chins. Coming in from above. Hello.
Actually, you sound much better too.
Oh, good. This is my professional setup. I got my hello. I can do some ASMR.
No, we're not. We're not doing that. We're not ASMRing.
Okay, I'm done.
No. Okay, so let's get off. One thing a comment I want to make about this is like, where are all the priests? Because it's all the women. What was that? What played a key on the piano?
No, that was a notification. This computer gets notifications.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Great.
Just remember, you invited me. Okay.
Your Discord blings.
Blooping sound.
Boop.
Like Bumblebee Alley.
I need more Andrea in more episodes. She should be the star of the show. Andrea Martin has my vote.
So what I was trying to say was this. We'll all add on to that in a second. This is what I was trying to say. The nuns are all gathered around the Monsignor. Where are all the priests? Because they're all mourning, but where are all the men? And not only that, but we have Sister Andrea, who is really a good person because she's very upset because they've lost him. And he tried to get her out. He was not nice to her. He tried to get her out of the whole church.
I have an answer.
Literally tried to get her out of the church.
When they would have let David in, and I don't know the ritual itself, but just now that you say that, it seems as though the nuns are doing some ritual that nuns do, and all the men were outside not letting David in, and he forced his way through. Right?
I did notice that, but I thought that was more like they were keeping him. They didn't want him to see him like that because they knew that he'd be upset.
I thought
There
that
is
how you said where all the men. I wonder if that's part of it too.
as far as I'm aware, there is no Catholic tradition of nuns praying over people after death.
Yeah, I'm Catholic. I don't know the specific rite they might be doing. Maybe it's something that but again, I've never seen a funeral for a priest, or if there's something specific that they're doing. That's the only reason why I say if all the men are on the outside, almost as if the women are going to sing and it's a Jewish event and the men can't be in there. Like there's something ritualistic involved.
Mm-hmm.
Because otherwise, unless the men are just outside, because because
the friend of the Vatican guy is there, the guy from the entity. Where the heck is LeConte?
Was he in there before David was though?
What?
Was he in there before David was in there?
Let me go back. I think
No, he wasn't.
Okay, so maybe after David broke through, he came in. He was there instead of LeConte, though. I was surprised. O'Brien is Catholic. Oh, we have Ken, hello, and we have Mr. Beckham. Sister Andrea is key. I agree, and I agree with what Walt said, too. I agree. I want more of her.
And the scenes with her were the funniest of the episode, in my opinion.
Oh, my God. Her and the kids. Oh, so amazing.
They're very entertaining.
She's one of the greatest entertainers of all time.
She was smashing demons like a pro.
Yeah. Andrea Martin, Broadway, SCTV, just one of the greatest entertainers, period.
Did you guys see her in Only Murders in the Building?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, she made me know.
Yeah.
So awesome.
Yeah. But I do think it says something about Sister Andrea's character, the fact that she was crying over him.
Yeah.
And the loss of him. She mentioned that he was protecting Grace, and she's very upset that about him. She's grieving. She's crying. She's grieving over him when he several times over the season he was not nice to her, and he tried to get her removed from the church and put off in a nun retirement area.
Well, I really think that her ability to forgive him is rooted in the indoctrination that the church pushes on its women, basically all its people. Just do what I say and not as I do, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, she's the real deal, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, no filter.
Oh, yeah.
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 But they go to Grace, and Grace said, it's weird because she said, I didn't see this coming. But she said earlier in the episode last week that she knew something was going to happen. She told Cheryl, I won't blame you for what's going to happen tomorrow night. So she knew something was coming.
She just didn't know what.
Yeah. But she told David, go ahead.
Even though she's soaked in blood in this scene, she still knocks it out of the park. Like some of these death scenes in previous series is no matter what the genre of the series is, can always feel hokey and really faked. But they put everything they had into this right here, and you really feel it.
I was really hurting for all of them. They were clearly hurting from their loss, and maybe she senses some guilt for him protecting her. And of course, the Vatican just wants to swoop her up and take her away at this point because they don't want this to happen again. And she's not safe. They can't call the police because who knows what's going to happen. She's not there legally. And
next time, have her guarded by more than one schmuck, please.
Yeah. Now they have 2 dead priests, and they have to get her out. So I do think it's a little bit, like you said, they did drop a little bit of that milk toast on us with the police, because they would definitely be there asking questions. You don't just report a death and say, oh, there's a stab wound. No, there's going to be a report. There's going to be an investigation.
Bonus, though, goodbye and Monsignor, hello, Wallace, Sean. So that's a bonus, because I could watch him all day. Him and Andrea Martin both, great.
Yes, the fact that he's going to replace him, I'm okay with that.
Well, we don't know that yet. We don't know that to be fair, because he hasn't signed on for season 4, so we don't know if he's going to be the.
And I know you are.
What did he say?
The Wallace, Sean, if you're watching, and we know you are, we need you in season 4. To not be in season 4 would be inconceivable. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Well, David said he was taking over, but he didn't say if it was permanent or not. But he did say he was taking over to kind of deal with his grief that way, keep his mind off of things. It sounds like he's taking over, but who knows? They need to get him down for the whole season if that's the case.
KGU, good point. Where Grace,
can you hear me?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
My audio just went out. Hold on.
Oh no! Can you hear me? Can you hear us?
Yeah.
We have.
I'm not entirely sure what's up here.
We have many little demons in our.
Let me disconnect my headphones.
In our stream.
You brought up a point while you guys are talking about that about Grace. Knew Leland was there for Monsignor, not for her.
Okay.
Like,
she did say something. First, she said he was protecting me, but then she said I thought he was coming for me.
Yeah.
But it was pretty clear that he was coming for her. I thought it was pretty clear that he was coming for her. Was she just like a bonus? Because when he was away, he was coming up the steps and calling.
He was definitely coming for her. There's no question about it. He was coming for her.
I guess maybe the Monsignor was just a bonus, his little revenge for getting kicked out, because the Monsignor did kick him out of the church. So
yeah,
that was probably just an extra added bonus. Although I'm pretty sure he didn't enjoy getting wounded in the process, although he seems fine afterwards. So obviously it wasn't a deep cut. Poor Father Ignatius. I felt so hard. I felt so sad. It's like, he can make me laugh, and he can make me
I was not convinced at first when he came into the room. He didn't act devastated at first. He just looked at him. I think he was stunned, and then right when he sat down with him, that's when he started to cry.
You know what? Yeah. How much of that is him, a lifetime of covering the fact that he has certain feelings towards certain people, that one, he's a priest, two, Catholic, and the Pope now is much more, hey, we should accept everybody into the flock. Even if we don't support homosexual sex per se, we should accept people, right? And not demonize people, so to speak. But a lifetime in a church at his age that was not supportive, that hiding, in plain sight kind of a thing. I think it kind of trains you to not react certain ways so that you don't play yourself.
Yes, that makes sense.
Who you are.
Well, I was upset because they were supposed to tell. Did he tell Grace Who did he tell Father Ignatian I love, and then he died? Who did he say that to?
He said it to Grace in the previous episode, the penultimate episode.
Okay, I was sad that she didn't tell him, or at least we didn't see her tell him.
Yeah.
Hopefully she did privately.
Is there an echo on my end?
A little bit.
There's some ambient thing. Maybe it's the demon using your bathroom. I don't know.
All right, let me put back in the headphone then. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I don't know why I said that because only your output is coming through here and my input's coming through there.
Oh. That sounds good to me. But what is going on in this next scene with Leland? Is that his own blood, or is it his blood and the Monsignor's blood? Because
I think he got the blood from the clothes that was splashed onto his clothes and was like squeezing it out to like or do it.
No, I disagree with that. Partially disagree because
The outfit.
He was stabbed in the side though by his own knife.
Oh, did he get stabbed?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was limping out of the church of the building after he killed the Monsignor.
Okay. Here he is squeezing it off into like a crock pot type thing. Crock pot. Or like a bucket, I guess.
I thought it was like a wine bucket, like an ice bucket.
And I have to ask, I went back and watched this with my parents a third time.
Oh no.
Was he inappropriate with himself in the bedroom at that? Okay.
Right.
Yes.
This is like a wine bucket. It's almost like when in one of like a 1950s, 60s romantic comedy. It's like, oh, I'm at the hotel room with the cute girl. I got the ice bucket. And I'm like, hey, it's gonna be a good time tonight. I got my liquor, I got my ice bucket. Party time. And he's on a high. It's like, he's I think it's the ultimate incel move.
Yeah, because you see his hand. It goes, his hand is going. Yeah. I was like, oh no. Yeah, I know. I'm so glad it stopped there because we didn't need to see anymore.
Nope.
But why did he put it next to his bed? I guess that's his kink. That's his kink. I'm sorry. He's got a kink for blood.
Yep.
Okay, see, I didn't catch on to this on my first watching. I did not see what he was doing. I just thought he went to sleep, and then and then I was watching it a second and third time, and I was like, wait a minute, is he doing what I think he's doing?
Yep, he's doing it. Kegger, you said Leland is going to use the blood of the Monsignor for future rituals. Mark my words, I don't doubt that. Well, we know he likes to get blood poured on him, like jars of blood. So maybe he had to make a jar for the Monsignor.
It's a bloodbath. Yeah,
the bloodbath. That was last season.
Can you navigate the thing away from the inappropriate scene?
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
We don't need to see Leland's O face anymore.
Okay, Miss Demon.
He hadn't even started yet. Oh, hey, Vera.
It was his trio.
Yeah. He hadn't even started. He had just put his hand down there, so it hadn't.
Now, this is Father Ignatius' O face. No, sorry.
Oh, my gosh.
Sorry.
That's even more inappropriate. Walter!
I'm done.
Well, you kept saying you were done over and over in the first broadcast of season 3, and you just kept going, so.
Stuff's gonna come out. It doesn't always have a filter. It's okay.
Nothing to see here.
It's not okay, but we'll just ignore it.
It's not okay.
Father Ignatius wants to get to work. That in the current context doesn't sound right. But that's what he says. Let's get to work. I guess this is where I thought maybe he was going to take over.
So it's clear that the Monsignor and Father Ignatius were both gay men.
Yes.
But they work in a place that hates them. And I don't know how he'll continue to work in this place with them knowing about his personal life, because they make it their business to know
You
your
don't
business
know
in the church.
the number of priests that
So
became
many.
priests because it was a safe place back in the day.
So
You know,
many.
Yeah, you either became an actor or you became a priest, and those are the two choices that were
Yep.
safe for you. You know, and anywhere else you came out, it was not a good thing. And and so like there are a lot of priests in the order that just know of each other, and there's many are still celibate, some are not. You know, but they not that it's accepted, but it's one of those known things that we, you know, so that I don't think that's going to put, especially when there's a shortage of priests. You know, they put thousands of pedophiles back to work in other districts. I don't think they're going to worry about him. You know what I mean? He's not anybody.
Walter, you said the P word.
No,
Oh,
it's
sorry.
okay, Larice.
So,
it's okay.
Just
It's
so
in
that we don't get our stream like kind of not stricken, but kind of pushed down by YouTube.
What do we have to say again?
We say Peter Philly.
Oh my god, that is so stupid.
I know, but that's what you have to say, or else they totally push your stream down. For some reason, that word is like a trigger word on YouTube.
I have an Uncle Peter from Philly.
Yeah, it's Peter from Philly.
Well, we could just use the word Bob.
Nope, we're not going to do that. We're not doing Bob. I won't even go into all that. But Bob is out of this fandom. We are not doing Bob.
No Bob.
That's the name of the. The reason I say Bob is because that's the name of the Paramount CEO. So they really can't, have issue with that.
I won't even tell you what Bob means in the X-Files fandom. We're just going to keep moving forward at this point.
Oh, that Bob.
Yes, Bob Iger. Yes, Bob Iger.
No, not that Bob.
Yeah, Bob Iger. That's what it is.
That's what.
So they want to get to work. They pull up this case. Sorry, we're moving forward. We're not dealing with Bob right now.
Oh, Team Eradicator's back.
I'm sorry I brought up the name Bob. Jeez.
You didn't know, Justin. You don't know, but I will tell you at some point.
Did you tell Justin who Bob is?
We're not doing it. We're moving forward. We are moving forward. Team
You got to tell me after this is over.
Bob moves forward a lot.
I can't say it I absolutely cannot say it on the stream. So Father Ignatius has the file. He pulls up a file, gives it to them, and it's Kristen's neighbors. That's my house.
I told you the neighbors were dead.
I think you're right. They died. Or this episode treats them like they never even existed, like there weren't even neighbors before. They don't even address. They were friends. Lila was friends with Alex. They were hanging out and sleeping over and having like a camp out in their backyards with a tent. What? Where'd they go?
I don't know. I mean, like, I just thought that they recast with new people or just or
right. Nope.
I don't know what happened.
It's a completely new family. They've only been there a few months. They barely know each other. She's surprised when Kristen's at her door. And of course, Kristen's feeling slightly awkward. Like, we haven't really talked, but I live next door and I'm here to investigate your demons. The whole thing is weird. What is this? Twin Peaks? I don't know what that means.
But the whole explanation behind
that Bob.
You guys are making some. What is going on with you guys tonight?
That's right. There's a Bob in Twin Peaks.
Oh, that Bob. Yeah.
No, but it does involve an actor that was also in Twin Peaks and that was in X-Files. See if you guys.
Now you're just getting a little too obvious.
You might figure it out by the end of this thing.
I have to Google this crap. I really do.
I don't think you find it on Google. It's not on Google. You have to do some deep diving into the fandom to find out.
Okay, all right. Well, I need to become an X-Files fan in the next 24 hours.
I'll just tell you what it is, but it's completely inappropriate. So we'll say
we'll mail you a package.
Oh, you don't know where I live, so that's not possible.
Never mind.
I didn't know they had black people in the neighborhood. Yes, the previous neighbors were also a black family, and yes.
What?
That was the man that worked for Congo Run.
Yeah,
but
I didn't see it as that obvious that they were when she opened the door, I was like, wait a minute, that's a different mom. And is it the same dad? And I thought they were going to do that whole thing.
Yeah, I said, wait a minute, this isn't the same mom.
And that's not the same interior either.
No, and also this is a continuity issue. Kristen acts like she's never been in there before, but she had to have gone in there before because she was chummy with the previous black family that was there. They were friends.
KJ,
She has been inside.
KJ has a good question. Why don't we ever see the rest of the family?
They're dead.
We saw them on the little video, because she
they're only alive when it's convenient.
Well, the people that were there before are not the same people, so the show didn't even address it. They were friends because that horrible milquetoast episode, Z for Zombie. Alex was the daughter. She was friends with Lila. They were having sleepovers out in the backyard. They were camping out and scaring each other and hunting zombies that didn't exist. And her father worked for Congo Run. Yeah.
I remember how you and I only did a 40-minute review for that one because it was so boring.
There was absolutely nothing in that episode. Like, nothing happened. Thank God we have episodes where so much is going on.
I do have a question for KJ, because I'm just thinking about a lot of the black comedians I've watched over the years that basically said, like, these movies would never work in our community because as soon as they heard, like, get out, it's like, okay, we're gone. Like a black family would just be like, okay, we're moving. We're not staying here. And all these horrible horror movies back in the day. I'm just
because they have that horrible trope of killing off the black person first.
Well, not just that. LL Cool J put that to bed with the Shark movie, but it was much more. There's a lot of black comedians in the 90s or the 80s would talk about all the horror films or even the birds. Like you open the door and there's all these birds, in Amityville Horror or any of these like classic haunted house movies, they'd be just like, get out. I'm like, you know what? That's a good idea. We're out of here. Sell the house. We're not. They would just.
You also have the movie. You have the movie.
Like, maybe we should stay. No, we're gone. You know what I mean?
Well, you also have the movie Get Out. So.
Well, yeah.
Oh God, I love that movie.
Yeah, but maybe that, I don't know. It's very possible because these people have only been here for a few months. Maybe they did hear. Maybe the older family, the previous family, did hear some noises and said bye. That's a plausible. And I was saying normal people would hear that and leave, but yeah.
They chose not to be zombies anymore.
They weren't zombies. The father got a promotion, remember?
Oh, that's right.
He became the zombie god, like the zombie mover. Yeah. But maybe they got a better place. They probably could afford a much nicer house. And they moved I'm going to say they moved to a better place, and not by that heaven. I don't mean.
Yeah. I would choose to believe that they're dead versus the father becoming the monster that he fought against. I would rather that happen than him betray his principles.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of interesting how completely different the house is also from the previous neighbor's house. Because I remember the scenes when they were like, because the girls were on the steps eavesdropping and everything. It looked completely different too.
That is a really, really, really nice house. Like, oh my God, they've got a nice bathroom. And just
well, Kristen is drooling. She's like, oh wow, my place is a dump. Like, these people have been nice. But they hear all this stuff, and then she says there was blood in the sink. And did she say she saw an eyeball too, or no?
Yes.
So they also saw an eyeball.
The son did, right? Or the son or the father did?
Yeah. Oh no, the child saw the blood in the sink. She said the son. She saw. Yeah, this woman's name is Sheila. I wrote down her name.
But I have to say that I'm very disappointed at how that part of the storyline ended as well, because I feel like they neglected it. They just say, "Oh, it's resolved now," yada yada yada, but they don't say how or what was causing it. Or they say that They say that the demonic infestation from there bled over to Kristen's, but that's not true though, because Kristen has been plagued by demons since the beginning of season 1.
Yeah, I wonder. I think that it's the thing is there's a growing list of demons, and then they were all decided to get together and have a demon Comic-Con. They had Demon Con at the end of the episode. So they all decided to gather together.
They're having a demon baby shower.
Yeah, that was
God.
Or the baptism.
I think the biggest issue here is all these, like I said, all these demons have been using both of their toilets and making noises, and that's what the issue is. I think that's at least they kind of resolved that because it's pretty clear what was going on. There were demons in the building, and since it's an attached house. It's not even semi-detached. There's no room. They're in the same building essentially. So that if they're haunted, the next door neighbors are probably haunted, and they're going to hear these growling noises.
I love when Sister Andrea talks about the it's like the roaches, right? Or it's like
vermin.
What in the city, they'd always have this problem with bed bugs. That's what I'm thinking of. You know, one apartment gets rid of their bed bugs, they'll come back unless you do the whole building.
The roaches too.
Yeah, right.
If you 100%. Go in and you bomb your apartment for roaches, where do you think they're going to go? They're going to go to your neighbors.
Yeah, their demons aren't paying taxes, according to Brian Beer.
You know, if they just paid taxes, they wouldn't be all that bad. But the fact that they're making up the bathroom noises and stuffing up the toilets and obviously taking humongous demonic dumps.
They're taking massive dumps in the toilets.
So they I guess Ben finally tells Kristen about the eyeball. He didn't want to freak her out. That's why he didn't tell her. I don't think that's why. He just didn't know what to think. He just left.
They need to communicate better because this is horrible. Like they're keeping stuff from David. David's keeping stuff from them. Ben's keeping stuff from Kristen.
David's literally like, what the hell? Well, he says, what the hell?
But David can't get mad though because he's also keeping Mosquito Kristen from the two of them, so he can't get mad at them for keeping secrets from him.
That's right, and up until last week, he was keeping the entity completely from them.
But you guys need to. I mean, Walt and Luis, you better communicate better than they do because if you don't, you're screwed.
I make no guarantees. We do. I mean, if you share a sewer line with someone, you should definitely have an open line of communication.
That's right. I will say, I will say with this this scene, it's like a parody scene because every show you watch, there's always the people that don't trust each other or they're afraid to share certain things. They don't want to be considered crazy for whatever reason. And you're just watching the whole show. So if you all just communicated and shared information, you'd figure this crap out really quick.
We need to do an improv team building workshop for them.
Mm-hmm. Who was it? A sci-fi or one of the writing teams on one of the shows I watch, and they're doing a feedback or whatever it was. They said the first thing you have to do in a mystery was they have to lose their cell phone because now that they have a cell phone, as soon as they have a question, they can just look it up, or as soon as they're lost, they can just figure it out. So they have to lose the cell phone, the character, in order to not just oh, we got this figured out.
Yeah.
Text everybody, hey, guess what just happened? And then everybody knows everything.
Well, you bored Justin with that part.
No, I actually didn't get much sleep last night, but that's okay. No, I'm good. But I haven't experienced the phone thing. I haven't seen that a lot in any movie or show that I watch, and I watch a lot of horror flicks. So I'm not saying that it doesn't happen. I'm just saying I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't noticed it. I want to say it was either Vince Gilligan talking about Breaking Bad, or it was one of the Marvel shows that I watch. Like the Talking Bad or the feedback or the making of somewhere. I just remember one of the writers saying that's something like a thing you have to do now.
Watch that Netflix series, the horror, or is it the horror series they have or no?
The Haunting at Hill House.
No, there's one where it's more of a docu-series. Oh no, that was more those were more about movies that made us, I think it is.
Oh, that one? No, I don't think it was that one.
Because those aren't really horror. Those are just general iconic movies.
I don't think it was that one. But I mean, not just horror, but action adventure in general or mystery, because you can just look up anything now, so you don't have to go looking for answers. You just wiki, you know.
Yeah, I agree. But
apparently, according to Larice, the only thing I can't look up is the Bob thing.
I mean, you can try, but I can't tell you if you're going to find it or not. And if you do find it, you should be horrified. Let's talk about what's happening in this scene. Kristen goes in to try and figure out where these noises are coming from, since it's the other side of the wall is where the lady had pointed, said it was coming from here, and it's the girl's room. And she's not too happy because she's comparing herself, which is never a good thing. You don't compare yourself to others. Her house is a mess. The girl's room is a mess. She walks in and she's like, oh my God, these girls. And they're like, oh, hey, we're here. What do you look
like? I gotta say, how you can't get mad at them. Like, they're too cute to get mad at them. Like, come on.
Yeah, I don't know how it would be logically it would be possible to have 4 girls in one room and expect it to be clean at all.
No,
I was impressed their bathroom was clean.
But okay, so yes, you're right about that. I was impressed that their bathroom was clean, but they're all, getting to be teenage girls. It's a little weird that they're still sharing a room.
Hence why they have decided to start construction on the house.
Construction near the neighbor's house that would expand toward the neighbor's house.
No,
that doesn't make any sense.
No, I think it's behind. I think they're expanding backwards or to the other side, which is in the yard. Because if you look at the house from the front, to the left is a yard with a swing set, which they probably don't use anymore. They're getting a little too old for that. So you can span it to the yard, or you can span behind them if they have a little backyard too. But it looked like their house is back there too. So it really depends on how much room they have between their house and the house on the other side. Yeah, because they're not going to expand into the neighbors because it's like almost like a duplex. They're detached houses. So
I mean, if they ever did do that, they would just say that the neighbors were dead and never bring them up again.
Yeah, well, they'll have new neighbors next year probably. These guys are going.
You know what might have happened was that the original actors that played the other family weren't available for shooting. So
yeah, that's very possible. That's probably correct. You're probably.
I have one question. The third daughter, the redhead,
Lila.
I feel like, is there like a contract problem? Is there something with her as an actress? I feel like she has no lines except when they're all going blah 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 blah. The young one plays the role. Lynn is the oldest. Lexi obviously has the issue with whatever she's doing. The third daughter, though, the fourth daughter,
she had the whole episode about her, the zombie episode.
Oh, that was last season, though.
Yeah, that was last season.
Yeah, but it's like when they film all 4, it's like she's just in the back without direction. Like it's weird. Like it's like all 3 of them have things to do, and she's just like, I don't know. I don't want to poo on her as an actress.
Yeah, it's probably middle child issues because
maybe
she's one of the middle.
She's disconnected from the other 3 as an ensemble.
The youngest also, and forgive me whenever one of you guys make a statement, I had this weird look on my face, but you guys are actually giving me a lot of things to think about. So the youngest daughter, though, doesn't have a lot of, yes, Laura, thank you, Larice, doesn't have a lot of lines either. So perhaps there is some sort of issue there with them as actresses, or like Walt said, some contractual issue or something.
Yeah, it's possible. There's always a certain amount of limited time. There are time constraints when working with kids. So
yes, they only can work what is it, like 4 hours at a time or something?
I mean, it's the same actress, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
It's the same actress. Oh yeah, that's what you wonder. Like, did they pulled like growing pains or?
No.
Growing pains. They switched.
No, they're just growing taller and starting to look a little bit older.
Yeah, maybe it's that. There's something different. Something threw me off watching her in a couple scenes.
Yeah, but she pulls Lynn out and asks her, about these noises. Like, are you making noises because I'm a bad mom? Because they thought that she was making noises. And she said, no, the girl that, or no, I guess it's Laura. Laura's a funny look, right? Laura's the one that tells. But she says Laura is hearing this noise, this person, this girl in the vent. And so she goes and gets Laura. And it's Laura that actually says, yeah, there's a girl in the vent named Crystal. And this girl named Crystal, it turns out, doesn't exist because there's no daughter.
Actually, I think that she did. I think that, remember, of course, we're going to address this later on in the episode. But do you remember in season 2 with the Teka Teka girl?
Yeah.
I think that there's a chance that might have been her, because you remember that Sister Andrea beat the shit out of her in the cabinet later in the episode.
Oh no, that's who that was?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Every demon in this episode had an episodic appearance, had an appearance in this season, yes.
Yes, but I didn't make the connection with the Teka Teka girl. Oh my god. Okay, so the Teka Teka girl is Crystal then?
That is what I believe, yes. Only because it is the girl was the only one that had a working mouth.
That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Because she's trying to get Laura to break a glass. Or she's saying, go to the kitchen and I'll break a glass. And they think it's just the girl from next door. There's literally no girl next door. What I like is she brings Laura in to talk to her and she immediately just starts jumping on her bed. What the heck? I would be in so much trouble. I had to get a screenshot of that. I would be in so much trouble if I did, like, let me come talk to you, child. Get off the freaking bed.
Didn't she just turn 13?
Laura?
Yeah.
No, Laura's the youngest. And
the actress, didn't she just turn 13?
Oh, I don't know. She might be.
I think she suffers from some kind of dwarfism or something.
No, I don't know. Not that I know about. I think a lot of these actors, like younger actors that play kids, are usually, I mean, I don't know if that's true or not, are usually younger looking than they are.
I can personally attest to that, because there are some actors and actresses on the show Riverdale. They're like in their late 30s and still playing, and I'm like, oh my god, go home or something. Like,
yes. Well, I think when you're in your teens, sometimes you can pass for a very tiny person, someone that's younger than 10. Or if you're in your teens and you get an early growth spurt, you can all of a sudden pass for 20. Mm. So it just really depends on how young you look. And if you're petite and you're young looking like me, I was at 18-year-old. When I was 18, I still liked I was like 13 or 14. When I married Walt, I was like 24, and people were just, I would tell people I was married and their jaw would drop. They'd be like, how old are you? I'm 24. They'd be like, I thought you were like 18 or 17. I'm like, no, I'm 24.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, because I looked so young for so long. I was like, damn, I wish I looked younger now, but but yeah, some actors, Brian said some actors in their early 20s play teens. Exactly. So if you're younger looking and if you're short, it can work. And it's funny. We were telling our nephew the same thing, because he's always looked really, really tiny. You know, he wanted to be an actor. I don't know if he still does, but I said, you can do roles. When you can do roles.
Because I even made a comment when I met him over the chat before the show.
Yeah.
I even made a comment about how tiny he looked, about what a little man he was.
Yeah, 16 and looks like 12. Yeah. Yep. So, yeah, some in their 30s, but I don't know. I just thought the whole jumping on the bed, the girls, I'm not saying Kristen's a bad mom, but they are a little hyper at times. So, like,
this is what happens when you don't go to church.
They go to a Catholic school.
So I do have to agree with you at that part. on that issue right there, because you say, they are hyper at times, but they are, it's clear after this episode, after this finale, that they've been doing a lot of stuff behind her back that she doesn't know about, because as we learn later, Lynn had sex with her boyfriend.
Oh God, we'll get into all that. Well, Kristen thinks now that the girl next door is playing tricks on Laura, so she goes and brings her a store-bought cake.
Sorry, real quick. Vera says it's all the candy salad. That's why they're
The candy salad.
Another sign of a bad mom, but
we had that issue with the nephew too. Couldn't give him any of that stuff. Anyways, thanks, Kristen. You brought a store-bought cake, pie, whatever the hell that is. It's blueberry.
I don't care what it is. I'd attack it with all of my teeth.
Well, she mentions the daughter, and that's when the neighbor Sheila says, "We don't have a daughter. There's no daughter."
Yeah.
Nope. No daughter.
Creepy.
It's a tiki girl. Techie.
See,
not like the tiki.
I'm confused because in the other episode where it showed the neighbors for that one episode, the milk toasty one, they showed the dad and the other boys, and they wanted them to be present. But for this one, I think they're just using them as a staple of such, because they want people to know that they're not going to be here for long. So that's why we don't see the father and the other boys and the yada yada yada. Yeah,
they're not gonna add them into the storyline. We don't think. Who knows? They'll probably be gone. They'll be gone. But the girls have cleaned their room. So that means they get to call Daddy. Yay! Look how nice they are now. Unfortunately, they don't get Daddy. They get Edward.
I love this scene, though. I love what they do. It's like the way they handle Grandma. It's very, very. These girls. I don't think we have to worry about these girls. You know what I mean? For the longest time, like the girls are in danger. The girls, Leland, blah 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 blah.
Oh,
I feel like we don't have to worry about them. They are more in control of their own futures than anybody else in this show.
Oh, they're on to this whole jig. They were on to Leland.
Oh yeah.
They burned his house down in Bumblebee Alley, and they knew something was up. He was like, and then of course Leland was pretending to be them. But while this is happening, they're trying to call Andy, and then Cheryl's walking in, rehearsing what she's going to say to them, saying, "Oh, this is what happened," trying to get her facts straight. Oh man, I agree, Kager. Cheryl she needs to be cast out again, because
they burned my house down, and I don't have anywhere to live. My mom is dead.
And he was crying. Yeah, I agree. I don't like Cheryl anymore.
Oh, she's still a hot grandma, to be honest. So
I'm really not happy that she would do this to her granddaughters and her daughter, because she knows that it would devastate them. And she's 100% self-serving here. It's really
agree.
Like this is really going to hurt them, and she knows this. But
I expected her to replace Leland in this episode.
Yeah. She's just like, "Come to Grandma, let's come out." So she tells them to come out, and Edward is saying there's been an avalanche, and Kristen is distraught. And of
course, I was hollering the whole time.
You were cheering. Jeez Louise. I was so sad. I felt so horrible. I felt so horrible for Kristen.
I love Kristen, and I love the girls. I'll give her a hug and a pat on the back, and I'll tell them I'll always be there, but I'll silently be cheering because Andy is dead.
Well, like
David trying to use that to get in.
With David?
Well, later on they talk about David.
Well, the demon.
The demon says, "David, you're comforting her so you can get,
the demon. Well, the demon wanted to exploit, because she said, she started praying that Andy was dead.
So but also let's point out the fact that the demon that's literally consuming David's cerebral fluid, or at least that's what I believe that it's consuming, and at the same time sucking all the joy out of his life. So I think that the demon knows what's inside his brain.
Well, I think it's more feeding on his soul, right? I'm guessing as a demon. I don't know if it's a physical suck. That sounds wrong.
I mean, she did physically suck him already, so.
Hey-o.
So, Young G said, I think it's the girl from Bog's book. Mm-hmm. Remember the last episode, the girl had half of your body in Bob's book.
I'm sorry, what?
Remember
what body?
The girl, I guess the girl that had half a body in Dr. Bog's book.
Yeah, the girls read it. They like the story.
The girls read that, remember?
Yeah, but where did that come in this episode? I don't remember.
Well, we did see the half a body demon that crawled out, but you're saying that's
the one Andrea killed.
That's totally the Teka girl though, because you got the long nails and you got the skeletal mouth. And...
Could be the same. You know what I mean? Maybe that was the inspiration for Boggs.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, because we don't know what the inspiration was, because technically he was kind of doing what's it called? Not demonic writing. Whatever he does. When you channel a demon and you just write and you don't know what you wrote and you read it. There's actually a word for that.
I just call it partial possession and move on.
No, it's something specifically called for that. There is, I learned about that this week. I can't remember what it's called now. Some kind of writing, but it's
cohabitation.
Cohabitation. Is that what it's called? No.
I just pulled that out of my ass.
Cohabitation. So when you have sharing habitat.
Exorcism. Oh, I know.
It's called some type of writing. It's like It's like channeling writing. But look how sad these girls are, Justin. You're a monster, Justin. You watched this horrible thing. They're so crying.
I love them so much. I really do. And I'm sorry for their loss, but I want their dad to die.
Look at Cheryl in this whole scene. She comes in. It's like, oh no. They're like, hey, we think he's alive. And auto writing. It's not called auto writing. It's called some type of writing, but I forgot what it is. It's very
psychography.
Specific. What?
Psychography?
No.
Automatic writing, also called psychography, is a claimed psychic ability allowing a person to produce written words without consciously writing.
But there's one specifically for when it's some entity.
Like the
ghost writing.
Ghost writing.
That's funny.
Well, the girls, they're on to this whole thing. They're on to this jig. They ask Lexi to message him in Bumblebee Alley. But how do they know? How do they make this jump to Leland all of a sudden?
I honestly don't know. They didn't connect the dots. I think that they were hoping that it was Leland targeting his their family, because that would mean that their dad is alive.
I wonder if there's something also with Cheryl laying it on thick here. Maybe they suspected Cheryl being, involved for a while. It says, oh, if she's pushing this narrative, we need to check on what's up with Leland, kind of a thing.
Yeah, we hear Laura whispers, I don't know who to trust.
Yeah.
And Lexis says she hasn't been on in a long time. Meanwhile, Cheryl's like, hey, girls, we're going to get some pizza. They're completely ignoring her. It's great.
I thought she was in full panic mode right here. She was like, oh my God, I have to do something to stop these girls from ruining our plan to kill their dad. And
yeah. No.
Even though I hate Andy and I do want him to meet his end at some point in the show, I love the resolve and the resilience of these girls.
Yeah, well, they go to contact him on Bumblebee Alley, and of course they hear this blooping noise, while she's on the video call with Edward. Bloop, bloop, bloop from Bumblebee Alley. Obviously, it's going to come through. Oh, poor Kristen is just. I can't do this. Made me so
I'd
sad.
like to introduce Leland to the do not disturb function on every mobile device ever created.
He's so dumb. He didn't realize that.
It's
It's like
funny, though, the reaction, the song. I love this whole sequence. From what the girls do to what Leland and Edward do. I loved it. Almost, I wanted more like almost like a Family Guy where they do the entire song from Bye Bye Birdie. And
that's right. Well, it's weird because he was literally on with Edward, and then he like drops the call and disappears, and he's immediately dragging Andy away. So like that was really, really fast. And Cheryl's watching all of this go down, like, oh no, they know everything. What am I gonna do? And they don't even notice Cheryl running around going, oh.
And
like,
see
I love how she gives her the thumbs up, gives her the thumbs up, and she hears it.
If Lexis was evil, I don't think she would be helping in this regard.
No, not at all. I mean, she wouldn't care.
I wonder if Lexi's more like Grace in the sense she's a tool that could potentially be used by other side. You know, they have to turn her to the dark side for she's a Jedi. You know, she's a warrior. She's got certain talents, insights, and you know she has a choice to make. But they're trying to influence her into the dark side, like they turned Boggs to the dark side, right?
Oh yeah. I am with Larice on that, and I think they should just kill Dr. Boggs because Larice is tired of them, and I'm tired of him, and so he should just go away.
I don't think he has to die, but I don't like his storyline has been too much of the forefront, and I got tired of it.
You know what though? I'm triggered by it even a little bit. It's one of those things where I always joke with a lot of again I won't get into politics, but people in general that don't trust anybody, they have like trust issues, and I don't trust the media, I don't trust this, I don't trust that, I don't trust this, and then the person they choose to trust is always questionable. And I feel in many ways this is just like the antithesis of that. Not the antithesis, this is the epitome of that, right? It's like, oh, I'm not going to trust this, I'm not going to trust this, but the dark side, the demonic, okay, I'll trust that.
Oh, he doesn't care who he trusts. Dr. Boggs just wanted to write a book.
Yeah.
He couldn't care how he got the book written. Yeah. He just wanted to write a book, and he wanted to cash in on it. So he doesn't care. He didn't care where the writing came from or the inspiration, or even the fact that he was getting storyline ideas from Laura herself.
Yeah.
So okay, so Kager U has one comment here real quick that I'd like to address. He's addressing my comment about Lexis caring about her dad dying. So he says, "What? That's her father." Moot point, Justin. And then he goes on to say Lexis can be whacked, but with an exception to her father. Okay, let me stop it there and say, you really think Leland would care about his mama or daddy dying? I doubt it.
Yes, he does. He does care. He says, my mom died.
That was in Bumblebee Valley, though.
I think there's some truth to it there. I think he has some serious mommy issues. Well, that's probably why he is the way he is. That's a lot of insults.
Well, if you go and murder his mommy, find out where his mommy is and go take her out, and let's see how he reacts.
Well, he could have still taken his own mom out, so it's possible.
That could have been his demonic sacrifice, though. I mean,
yeah, but he'd still be upset about it.
Yeah, but killing your mom and then being upset about it, you don't get to have it both ways.
I know. He can still use it for sympathy and pretend he's a victim. Either way, the girls are trying to explain to Kristen what happened. They're saying, "Hey, that's Leland. Leland has dad." Kristen is like, "Okay, whatever. I'm sad. She's not even listening to them. It's like, listen to your children. They know what they're talking about. She's like, "No, he's gone." Like, what? We know what we're talking. Like, she didn't even stop and think for a second. Maybe Leland has something to do with this, right? She doesn't even listen.
I think, well, as we all know, emotions are a powerful thing, and so sometimes they can override certain critical functions depending on what emotion you're experiencing in that moment. So I think she was just so overwhelmed with emotion at that moment that she didn't listen.
Yeah, that's okay. That's fair enough. Well, Cheryl can overhear everything because she overhears the girls telling Kristen that Andy is dead. So she makes a call and we're taken to dead. I'm sorry, he looks dead to me. He's in a body bag, and she calls them. They're trying to get rid of the body, and says, "Hey, the girls are on to you. They were messaging you in Bumblebee Alley."
I bet you they were bringing him down to the incinerator in the basement of the building.
I guess.
The boiler room.
His reaction is priceless. All
I mean,
is laugh. He just starts laughing.
Yeah, but still, even if they were to burn Andy alive in this scene, the girls would still have no physical proof that Leland did anything because all they have is a bling off of a damn app that he could that could be from any app, honestly. So
yeah, they know. They know. They're very shifty. They're very crafty. They're crafty.
Well, the world knows Leland is on that app, right? Like, is that one of the things that got him kicked out of the church? He was on the app, messing with.
Well, not the fact that he was on the app, but the fact that they said he was a pedophile and they gave the church his IP address and all that stuff. And yeah. Wow, I just made myself very sad because I thought about the Monsignor.
Oh. Well, I did notice when they dropped Andy's legs, they hit the ground hard like a thud. So I thought for sure he was dead because it sounded like he was hard.
Well, when you have...
Not that kind of hard. Oh, God, here we go.
No, not that. It was the fact that I was going to say something about golf clubs, and then you said something about hard, and then I was going to say, well, couldn't they have put something in there?
Maybe it was a one-word.
Oh, dear God. I was going to say, well, they gave him a paralytic for it, to keep him still and to keep his muscles motionless. And isn't it possible that they could have just had him dosed with the paralytic before they took him to the incinerator or wherever the hell it is we think that he was going to be taken? Because when you have that in your system, you can't really control anything you do. I mean, you can't even control when you urinate. So they might have had to change his pants, considering the fact. Yeah, I mean, considering the fact that he wouldn't be able to control his bladder.
Oh, I'm sure he's on a catheter.
I hope he did.
Leland's not the kind of guy to help anyone put in a catheter if they need to go to the bathroom.
No. You when you're like bedridden and you got a coma, you have a full-time tubes up your ass and other places.
Right. Well, they're singing "Bye Bye Birdie" and "Let Kids." They even harmonize. I don't know why.
With kids today.
Yeah, so that happened.
I love that.
And Larisse and Walt, I need to get your opinion on something before we move forward, if you don't mind. In the intro song, that's just incredibly way too long. What do you think the hands at the end symbolize?
Oh, in the intro?
Yes.
It's haunting me because I skipped it today.
Yep.
I did too.
You know, where they dip it, it's black at some point, and then I remember they had the white hands, and then they're dipped in black.
A lot of different hands that come up. They're like zombies coming up from the dead. That's what I thought.
Yeah, that's what I said too. What was that?
He was playing the song from the show.
Kids, what the hell's wrong with those kids today?
I don't think they say hell.
I don't think that's it either.
Okay.
What's the matter with these kids today? I don't know.
See, that's why we need to have you on more often. You're just random and funny, and we love you.
Or random. But
Here we go. Now we're gonna get a whole song. You got.
sorry.
Don't encourage.
That was an invitation for more.
No, that was not an invitation.
He
for
probably
more.
didn't realize he had a keyboard in front of his computer.
What's the matter with kids?
Oh.
What's the matter with kids
Out
today?
of the vault today.
So we did a what you call it?
I directed that one.
What?
I conducted that. Well, conducted it. Played in the orchestra.
You conducted. Conducted.
High school.
All right. So
Right.
moving on to the next scene. What was that? Oh, that was your sound effect. Okay.
Yes.
I
Sorry.
thought that somebody's headphones or the microphone was bugging again.
No, I thought if he could do it, I could do it too.
Oh, there you go. So this next scene. Wait, why do I feel like I had the wrong screenshots for this? Wait, she calls David? Yeah, I guess she calls David. Why do I feel like I had a screenshot that didn't belong there for some reason?
No, you were good. You were good. She's trying to Google avalanches.
Oh, that's what it was, and she can't find anything. Suspicious.
Yes, exactly.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be
You
suspicious. Don't be
did.
suspicious.
Oh,
Don't be
gosh.
suspicious. It's suspicious.
I'm
Yeah.
getting X-Files vibe from that song.
From the Don't Be Suspicious.
Yes.
It's from I think it's from Parks and Rec.
Oh, never seen that at all.
Yeah, I haven't either, but I have seen that little clip. They're like trying to like hide out and spy on someone, I think, and then they're like, don't be suspicious, and they turn into a song. Yeah. So then I guess David starts praying, and Demon Kristen, that's when she tells him, yeah, you can exploit Kristen's grief while it's playing other songs.
And see, I love and you're probably gonna go, oh Jesus, here he goes again. But I love Kristen's outfit.
Oh, here we go again.
Not just because of the short skirt, but because I think the demon is showing up in what kind of outfit it believes he wants to see. So it's like latching on to some sort of fetish that he has.
It looks like a German barmaid outfit, right?
I don't know. I've never seen a German barmaid. I've never
Or
been to
Austrian.
Germany.
Yeah.
But if this is what German barmaids look like, and I need to go to Germany right away.
I don't know. It kind of reminded me of like the barmaids outfits from Student Prince.
But they showed the papas.
Yeah, it's like it's a combination of that and a Catholic
Oh,
schoolgirl. I think it's supposed to be like Catholic schoolgirl.
You know you love that mini skirt, David.
He does.
It was a good look for her.
And
Uh-oh.
Larice is always saying, "Oh, that I'm too hard on the guys on this show, and I give too many compliments to the women." But honestly, the only men that on the show that I won't criticize are David and Ben. The others, yes, I will tear apart like Dr. Boggs. He's got a belly.
Oh, well, he's supposed to be a funny character, so that's okay.
I'm
It's
waiting-
okay. It would be okay if everyone else had bellies too.
I'm waiting for Andrea in the bikini.
I bet she could rock a bikini much better than me. So I'm
You
just
bet.
gonna say,
Wait, you bet who could?
Sister Andrea. I wouldn't be appropriate considering she's none.
I kind of I want to see that now.
I bet she could rock a bikini. Anyways, let's keep. They're praying. Anyways, he starts saying "get out" to this demon Kristen. I really don't like her at all. Even though she's cute, she's still annoying. She's annoying, and I think Vera said, "Time for horny Justin."
Oh my god!
He says, get out. And Andrea overhears this him yelling at the demon, and she figures this out. Well, we already know she saw it, but yeah, she figures this out. It's like, so he's yelling at someone. And then Ben's at the house, and Laura finds him, and she brings in her blanket.
Brian, what do you mean it's Canadian? Because Vera said something about sexy ladies.
Song requests I'm getting are Canadian.
Oh, you're getting Canadian song requests.
Lottie.
After we wrap the episode, we can have request hour of waltzing.
Lottie Dottie, we like the party.
Okay, well, we have to finish the review first before we can do the waltz.
As usual, I'm doing like a sidebar in this chat with other people.
So Laura tells Ben that she thinks Leland has her dad, and it seems like he seems concerned, but again, he doesn't really follow up on this. She says, just go to sleep for now. But again, no one's listening to the kids. It's like an episode of Goosebumps. It's like, nobody will believe me. I told my parents about the mummy in the basement, and they wouldn't believe me. Right? None of the adults believe the kids.
As a kid, Kaguru says, get your mind out of the gutter, Justin. Okay, all right. I like Vera's comment better this is time for horny Justin, though. But yeah. But as a kid, I did enjoy the older Goosebumps. I watched those on summer break every single day, kicking back out of the hot sun, all that nice stuff.
Yeah, I like Arlstein. I like all that.
You can't find them streaming anywhere though now.
Yeah, I haven't seen them. I just wondered why. They're good though. I like the books where you kind of choose your own ending and everything. Those are always fun.
Is she really choosing? Like, is she gravitating toward religion, or is she only using it for her personal benefit at this point?
So I think this happens with a lot of people when suddenly faced with a major tragedy. At least it happens on every TV show. They say, God, I know I never talked to you, but if you can do this, just do this. It happens all the time. Because I think a lot of people do that. Like, God, I'm so sorry for not being here. I'll be good from now on. I'll talk to you again. And then they either get what they want or they don't.
Well, God won't talk to me because I've cursed him many, many, many times in my life. So,
but that means you've talked to him if you've cursed him.
Well, I just normally say GD and and F you, God.
Yeah, I mean, it's still talking to something.
Some people just will take any kind of attention, even if it's negative.
MJ asked me a question, and I'd like to answer that briefly, pretty briefly. I won't drone on and on like I normally do. He says, Justin, why do you hate Andy? He is the most just character in the show. He hasn't done anything wrong. Okay, this is my problem with Andy in a nutshell. He complains all the time. Every time he's gone, he complains about how she's raising the children. Okay, you don't get to complain if you're gone 9 months out of the year. Okay, get over it and move on. What?
He's pragmatic.
I
don't know.
Yeah, get over it and move on because he's just awful and he's useless. What does he do? Nothing. Okay, I'm done.
No, he helped them kill the demons in the video game. You forgot about that.
Oh, he did, didn't he? He did.
Yep. He was actually useful. So Kristen's praying. Okay, so she says she hasn't prayed since she was 14. Prays for Andy to be saved. She promises to take the girls to mass every week. And then she hears something in the vent. And then I guess she wakes up to a knock at the door thinking, oh, well, God's answered my prayers. It's not actually God. It's not God. Definitely not God, but it's not Andy. She wakes up and it's David. And not quite what she I got. That's some screenshots of her running towards the door thinking, oh, hey. And then for some reason, Walt thought this was a green screen. I don't know why. It looks like the street.
I thought it was a dream, and I thought this whole thing, the resolution, it looks more field. It looks like
Well, I have to agree with you.
Right?
I think this whole scene is fake right here.
This looks like bad 1980s TV when they're doing a car chase. They're clearly not on the road. They're clearly in a studio.
They may have green screened the background and just
They
taken
did like a pickup
Why?
shot in the studio or something.
Yeah, they
Why
may have
though?
done this in the
Why?
studio. Because maybe they didn't have a location for that day.
Well, you know what? You know what I'm thinking though. Also, maybe is the interior of the house filmed on location right there, or is that just the exterior?
I think it might just be exteriors. I don't know if the inside of their house is on a soundstage or if it's inside their actual house.
That's my guess. That's my guess.
See, I think
Yeah.
I think the inside of the house is actually the house because for the series of Charmed, they were the first ones to do that. They were the first ones to film on location at the house, the physical house, and then do all of the magical explosion type scenes on a soundstage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Astoria Studios, if you were to go on their street right there and make a turn, oh shoot, is it to the left or right? I think it's to the left. You're gonna go to Astoria Studios. You end up there. You literally end up there, where a whole bunch of TV shows are filmed.
When I filmed,
like 2 miles from there, maybe.
I was involved with the pilot shoot for Crashing on HBO. I was Artie Lang's second team. I was like Artie Lang's understudy, kind of. And they filmed the pilot on location at this apartment in the Lower East Side or the Village, somewhere over there, East Village. And then when they shot the same set, it was Artie Lang's apartment, or supposedly Artie Lang's apartment. The set that they used in like episode 6, 7, 8 when I was there was actually recreated on the soundstage.
Yeah, I think that.
Yeah, they had that. One of the comedy clubs, the old Boston Comedy Club, was completely recreated on the soundstage, and so
that's so cool.
I wonder because after a point, because otherwise you have to own the house if you're going to do 3 years of shooting. You know what I mean? A lot of times we'll do the first season on location, and then because otherwise they'd have to keep paying for that. It's actually cheaper to do the soundstage.
I was under the impression when I visited the house that people still live there, regular people. Yeah. That's why I didn't want to linger too long. I kind of walked by once or twice, and then I crossed the street and did a few videos just the outside of the house. I didn't want to.
I hate when things.
I don't want to be creepy and be like, So I was just like, I walked by it once.
I wonder if they do film the inside of the house on a soundstage. I wonder if they have to pay the owners of the physical house for every time they use the exterior image.
They have anytime they film there, they have to pay. I think I don't know if they have to pay for every time they use the image, even if they're not filming it. It's just a photo or whatever.
You're probably doing a season buyout or something like that.
Yeah.
There's some sort of contract they do.
So
Walt, real quick. You need you said you have a dedicated microphone. You need to lean towards the microphone just a bit more. Yeah, you're
am I not leaning back? You don't hear me so well?
Oh, I couldn't hear you well when you were back there. No.
Oh, so back here, not good. Over here, better. Okay.
Yeah, no, not good.
Black Mongolia said something about the head in the toilet. I think they did talk about the eyes in the toilet, but I think it was Andy was the one who saw the entire head, right?
Andy.
Yeah, he flushed it. Yeah.
He broke it apart into pieces, and then he smushed it, and then he flushed it.
Right. So the no one else saw the head, so he wasn't part of that conversation. That's why we haven't really talked about it.
So Andy's at the door. David goes next door to do the exorcism to get all those demons out of the next door neighbor's house. And there is another knock on the door, and this time it's Andy, or so we think. At this point, I think I was with you guys. I thought this was all a dream.
Yeah, so because how? That doesn't make sense. They just let him go. What did they hit him with? Some kind of some sort of drug that you use to wipe people's memories, or
They must have access to something.
I remembered that I couldn't use the R word on this stream, so I quickly replaced it with something else.
R word. Which R word?
The
lacking intelligence.
The essay.
I don't know if I can. Yeah, the essay. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The essay drug that people often don't remember. Yes,
yes.
And
Okay.
I was afraid to use those words.
Oh, okay. When they bug your drink or whatever.
Yes, yeah. I think they did something like that to him.
Or they could have hypnotized him.
That would explain why he loves Cheryl now.
Yes.
Well,
you love Cheryl. You will love her forever. You will not remember any of this.
He's been in this comatose state for weeks, right? So there's a blackout in his memory because of that. And then I think they explain it that he has a head injury or something like that to him when he comes into the airport. So there's but again, yeah, the Cheryl thing is totally different. That's the part like, well, that's new. And I think, and that's why I thought it was still a dream sequence at that point. Like, this is weird.
Yeah, he says he doesn't remember much. He just remembers being covered in snow, and then he remembers being at the airport. That's all he can really remember.
Yeah.
So the thing is, he never even left to go out there. As far as we're concerned, he was never covered in snow. So they must have put something in his mind to make him think that.
Yeah.
But the powers of suggestion via hypnosis only work as long as the memories don't resurface. The minute the memories resurface, Cheryl and Leland and that older man are all effed. I mean, they're all effed up the minute he remembers.
Yeah, but he was drugged intensely. Even the couple times I think he came out of the coma to talk, he was so incredibly drugged that, like, he recognized the photo, right? The drawing of Grace, drawing where all the jars of fluid was kept, but he definitely has like a 3 or 4 week like a memory lapse because of that he potentially could explain away with an injury. So and the fact that he's clearly something was done to him, that he's seeing demons now.
Yes,
there's something. There's multiple things going on.
He did see the demon before. Remember when he went to Cheryl's room, Cheryl's demon in the office when Cheryl was still there? He saw that.
Right. Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why he wanted Cheryl. He said, "You need to leave." He saw that.
Yeah.
So he could see demons before. He went in there, and that's why he was like, "Cheryl, you need to go." And he saw the dolls and the demon and everything. He was like, weird. He was so weirded out by it. So maybe he has had some type of potential all along that we don't know about. Brian said he could be a plant, Cheryl or Leland, say a special code word and he kills or does something.
Oh my goodness.
There was some talk.
I love that.
What's that?
I love that idea.
There was talk in the chat before. Edward's hairdo
that was your idea.
Was very much like Edward's hair was looking more and more like Andy.
Oh, you think it might be Edward?
There was some chat going on in the feed earlier to that effect. I said, especially when you had Edward's picture up before he was singing Kids.
That's ridiculous.
I don't think it's
Edward is a shapeshifter and he can shapeshift into Andy? That's a theory?
No, that can't be a theory.
He got like some work done or something. But
there is no way that old pile of dirt can transform himself into Andy. I don't care how much plastic surgery he has to go through. There is no way he can look like Andy does.
That's how what fakes are now, though. They can go into the real life.
I'm saying this as an Andy hater. I want your theory to be true because I don't want Andy to be alive anymore. But
Edward's a nice thing. I think Edward's a nice looking guy for older guy. But I don't think he's a bad looking guy.
Looks like you got some competition, Walt. Now she's after Edward.
Yeah, no, I mean, if I was like 70, I'd be like, yeah, this guy's a hunk. Different older guy, he's a pretty good looking guy. I don't know.
He's got money. Money takes a 5 to a 7 really quick.
And Andy's an everyman guy, everyman look. And Edward definitely was probably very attractive when he was younger. And yeah, the money thing is always a little bit more attractive because he can dress nice and make himself look nice.
Well, maybe,
yeah, there we go. Thank you, Vera. Edward is good looking.
maybe that's where Lexi gets it from. Maybe Andy has the gene where he can see stuff. And
see, that's what I was wondering. Maybe Andy has something because he could see that's like, and then he does make the connection. He starts to remember when he sees the yeah, he sees it on the wall, the thing that Grace drew.
Wait, what gene? What are you talking about? What gene?
The gene that Lexi has that makes her this.
It's the X gene.
The evil gene.
It's all coming together with the new MCU, and this is actually where the mutants were introduced.
This is like a better crossover than Endgame. Okay. In the end, when all the demons are together, definitely a better crossover than Endgame. I'm going to say that.
Okay, I didn't put 2 and 2 together on what you were saying before, so thank you for clarifying that.
Yeah. So he all of a sudden is remembering. See, this isn't going to last because if one little picture can trigger his memory, and not just that, he knows exactly what it is, and he connects to seeing this, and he completely like blacks out.
Okay, so I have a theory that will be wildly unpopular, as most of my theories are, and Cheryl will most likely, and you will disagree with me, Larice and Walt. No. Yes. Andy, they've put some kind of something in his head.
Oh, that's Tim Madison? I'm sorry. Keep going. Sorry.
Okay, and then you can tell me about what you were just talking about as soon as I finish.
Sorry.
I agree. That could be very possible.
But you won't like what I'm about to say though, because I'm about to take it further as I never stop. I think that they planted something in his head, something very violent, to the point where he might harm one of his own children.
I think there might be a temptation there, but I don't think they do that because Cheryl would not be okay with him harming his own kids. Because as much as she doesn't like them, she wants their love. As much as she doesn't mind hurting them by taking away their father, she wouldn't want them to be hurt, like physically hurt.
Hot grandma would not allow that.
No. But you could say whatever they put in him gives them ability to control him like a puppet, like a little remote control, and have make him do things. That would be awesome to see. They could make him do things.
Young G works says, I hate Andy too. I don't know why, but I'm glad he's back. Disagree on that front with the whole I'm glad he's back thing. I don't want him to be back, but the only reason that I would enjoy him being back is if he saved Kristen and the girls. But at this point, I don't think he's there to help. I think he's there to hurt them. I think they put him in a suggestive state without Cheryl's knowledge and put something in his head because he was alone with them for a long period of time when she was at the house. And so they probably did something to him that entails hurting Kristen and or the girls or all of them, So I really don't know if he is to be trusted at this point.
I agree he's not to be trusted. I think Cheryl knows because she did not seem surprised when Andy was like, oh, good to see you, mother. She seemed okay with it. She embraced it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They were both in on it.
I got really creeped out. I can't talk. I got really creeped out when you called her mother, though.
Mother. All right. So the next scene, Kristen is over the moon. Andy's okay. She goes to Ben and David. I'm going to let you guys talk about this scene because I have to run and pee, but I'll let you guys talk. Sorry, I couldn't make it today.
Oh, it's okay, Luis. You
I
do your
shall
thing. We got
return.
it.
I
got
shall
it.
return. I promise.
We shall wait with bated breath.
So this is the scene where they compare notes, right?
Yeah. Wait, no.
This is later.
First that's later. First they say, "Oh, Andy's back," and then they ask her how you're doing, and then she asks them how's the case going, and then they say it's basically done, which I think was stupid to even start that case. If you're not going to have her involved and just tell us something about it, what was behind it and all that stuff.
It's a budget. What do you call it? It's a budget TV move, a TV budget move to do narration instead of showing the exorcism.
I
100%.
completely agree.
Yeah.
And Kager Yu says, without acknowledging my comment from before, he says, without her knowledge, as in doing something to Andy without her knowing. And then he goes, he says, stop defending her, Justin. Okay, Kager Yu. That was a flailing defense of Hot Grandma. I am sorry about that. That is something I'm not proud of.
Oh, I wouldn't, no guilt-tripping for you. So, oh no, when Larice is out, we're going to get in trouble. Larice, don't go back and watch this.
What did I miss?
Nothing. Oh, absolutely nothing. We basically said nothing while you were gone.
Yeah, we vamped. Yeah, we vamped to other stuff. Yeah.
Don't go back and watch. You didn't miss anything. So, nobody was inappropriate.
Sure, I believe that.
I was a good boy, Luis. I promise.
You left
I'm
us
sure
alone. I'm terrified now of this. Like, this is in hindsight, knowing what's going to happen in this room in a few minutes, a few hours timeline of the show. But like now being out in this area, based on what Sister Andrea is about to do, it's like, oh no, they're just everywhere. The infestation, it's like, oh my God.
Kager, you says, you mean like how Leland did what he did at the end with the egg without Cheryl's knowledge too? Save your breath. She's toxic. Okay.
Though? We don't know.
I think she knew. She may have known.
I think she knew. So there are some things that Leland does without Cheryl's knowledge, and other things he does within full support of her and in full support with her full support. So I think that he just does his own thing because he did his evil bullshit long before she even came into the picture. So to say that he doesn't do specific things without her knowledge because he doesn't want her interfering is crazy, because he's been evil for a very long time.
But you know what? This is kind of like a Rosemary Baby kind of thing. Does this set up Cheryl to be the grandmother of the Antichrist kind of a thing? Like this new powerful demon baby is going to be her grandchild.
I think she's okay with that.
That's, you know what I mean? That's another incentive for her to be all in.
Something just really creeps me out about Leland having a kid.
Yeah, definitely. That creeps me out too.
I mean, he didn't have to have sex with the woman, but it still creeps me out.
Definitely thing.
I mean, the sex part would have creeped me out even more. Just the thought of Leland getting physical with anybody would be.
Oh, he did. He was getting physical with Cheryl.
Oh,
I know, and
true.
I know, and I went back and I watched a review of that episode, and you were horrified by that.
It was pretty horrifying.
I forgot about that. I was thinking of him being a professed incel, but that's just some of his followers, I guess.
No, he totally charmed her in the beginning. But
this here, I think that he's gaining his sea legs back, so to speak, which is why he's so unstable at the moment. But I promise you, he's going to cause us trouble, and I promise you, he's going to hurt somebody in the family. and I just hope he doesn't hurt one of the girls, because if he goes after one of the girls and they end up dying, I'm gonna have a serious angry letter for Paramount.
Don't put that out there, Justin. You don't want that.
I'll say Brian made a comment. Now I want Cheryl to sing "Don't Rain on My Parade," but that's another story.
Well, what you're seeing right here, this screenshot is Kristen being confused.
Yeah.
When she saw them hugging, that was her reaction, because they're all chummy. And
That's
yeah,
a great girl.
Andy and Cheryl, she's like, "Oh, I missed you so much." He said, "Thank you for looking after everyone." And that's just literally the look on her face.
That is more like the look of like watching your mom and your husband having sex, kind of a look. That was
I mean, her face.
Walt. Jesus, Walt.
I was like,
No, they just confused. They confused her because they didn't like each other, and now they do. So, and then Andy's like, "Come on, let's go," and she's like, "Okay." And she's all smiley and giggly, but after they leave,
and then
Cheryl, they leave, and then she takes a sip of her drink, and she drops her right there. She drops her smile.
Brian from Canada, lovely country of Canada, says, "Divorce him now, Kristen." I love that comment. Yes.
She's not. She's very happy to have him back.
Well, I'm not happy.
I know, but she doesn't care that you're not happy. and then Demon Kristen is back again, and the look that he gives her at this point, he's so tired of her. Are you okay?
I just had a spasm. Sorry.
Oh no.
Oh no, you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. Happens.
Is that the Catholic schoolgirl outfit that did that to you?
It was naughty Kristen.
Yeah, that's the mosquito net. But no, I don't have one of those to defend myself against mosquito Kristen.
You don't want one though?
No, I don't. Well, if I could get the Kristen specifically in human form and not in mosquito form, wearing that schoolgirl outfit, I'd be good.
Okay.
Pros and cons.
Well, unfortunately, under that facade of cute girl in school uniform, she really looks like a mosquito. So that's a mosquito net. Sister Andrea says use it. He says, "I don't need this." She says, "Yeah, you do." She doesn't really explain. She's like, humor me.
Cagers, it's "Hit Me Baby One More Time." Britney.
Yes, that's what it was. It's the Britney
100%.
schoolgirl. Yeah, that's what I thought too.
See, I didn't get that. How did you guys come up with that?
Because in the music video, she's wearing the schoolgirl outfit.
Yeah.
For "Hit Me Baby One More Time." Yeah.
Before your time.
Looking like she's a
Actually,
child.
That wasn't before my time. That was, what was that? That was early 2000s?
Mid to late 90s.
Late 90s.
Okay.
Almost 2000 though.
97, 98.
I was born in 93, so I was around for that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you'd be there for that. You would have been. I mean, you were young, but.
Brian says, "I like the screenshot." He says, "I like screenshots. I like this." Thank you, Brian. They are supplied by me every week, and I am very happy that you like them. I try very hard.
So Kristen wakes up and she's hearing all these weird noises. She goes down, and that's when she finds Andy kind of standing there in the area under construction in their house. And they find that writing on the wall. But he also says something to her. He says, "Help me, I'm trapped."
He doesn't say "help me." He just says, "I'm trapped."
I'm trapped. Yeah. So I don't know what to make of that.
You know what she should have said right then in that moment? "I'm trapped in this marriage."
Oh my God. Oh my God.
We don't see it because we're seeing Chris's perception there, but I wonder if he's seen the demons there at that point.
He probably is. Although he does seem surprised in the end when he sees them. So
That's
maybe
true.
not.
Yeah, you're right.
He could have been sleepwalking, and she probably figured he said, "Help me, I'm trapped," because he got trapped under the snow. So she's thinking, oh, well, he said, help me, I'm trapped under the snow. So.
Or maybe they put some suggestions into his head.
Yeah, that's possible. Or he's just remembering being trapped. Well, they see this writing on the wall, and they call Sister Andrea. She comes over. She took the bus. She makes a point of saying she took the bus. There's a picture on the wall. It's crooked. She fixes it.
Okay, so I don't know what you guys thought about this, but everything they bring up has some sort of significance to it.
Right. I wondered why they addressed the picture.
Yeah, that was stupid. It would be stupid if it didn't have a point to it. So I think it's not just the train.
They said it was the train, but maybe it wasn't. Maybe the demons are rummaging around and causing issues, causing mischief.
Oh, and I have to say that when we get to the Sister Andrea Demon Hunter part, I have a comment to make about that that's going to make you laugh.
Well, the reason why they called Sister Andrea was because her name was on the wall, and she was able to interpret what it said. I wrote it down here. Andrea, yeah. So it says the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him. These both were cast alive into a lake of fire, along with Andrea burning with brimstone. This is from Revelations, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And it was written in Greek, Aramaic, and Cyrillic. The contractor didn't do it. Obviously, someone did it. Maybe Andy did it. Or maybe it was Dr. Boggs. Could have gone in there and wrote it when he was writing his demon stuff. I don't know.
Yeah. And then she went inside and she was like, "Can I take a look around?" Because I have a feeling that she knew that the house was infested with demons.
Oh, she had to have. I mean, they were everywhere. They were all over the place. It was like roaches. You kill one, another one shows up. There was like a big thud noise. She says, "What's that?" Chris says, "Oh, that's my girls."
Oh, the girl haters, like the people in our group that hate the daughters, are going to love that Sister Andrea made them be quiet.
Yeah, I love it.
So we need to talk about this. The handwriting, or the house writing, or the demon writing. The Andrea is so obviously different lettering, different and different handwriting. I think, you know what I mean, more than just different language.
Yeah.
The writing of Andrea is it's starkly different. It's larger. It's almost looks like there was like a Mad Libs filled in the blank. Different handwriting kind of a thing.
Well, as you mentioned, different handwriting. Is it possible that the first part of the text could have been written by a demon, and the name Andrea could have been written by Andy?
Oh, maybe.
Because it doesn't make sense for that stuff to be written in different languages, but that one name, Andrea, be written in English.
There's Aramaic, Greek, and there was a third or fourth language in there too.
Cyrillic.
Right.
Yeah. So what do you guys think about that?
I was thinking it might be Andy or...
Oh, sorry, I dropped my mic. I apologize. Just having a lot of...
Or even Cheryl. Like somebody else went back in there.
I don't know. I mean, it's possible.
Vera said, "I'm assuming they were establishing Sister Andrea's dominant take charge nature. We'll get into the whole Lynn thing. Yeah. That was bizarre. That seemed to come out of nowhere.
And I also have like a miniature rant to go on to when we get to that part.
Oh,
but
boy.
You're gonna agree with me. I promise you, both of you are gonna agree with me. it's gonna happen. I promise.
Okay, well, she did tell her. I liked that she that's what she told them to stop. Kristen's like, oh, this is what we do.
Oh, right. Very
All you
funny.
had to do was,
Nope.
that's all you had to do.
That's not how
Oh
we
my
work
goodness.
this.
Yes,
not
that's how we do it. No, you do the balloon.
Ken Williams,
Make a
one
balloon,
of our,
you let
one of
all
our.
the air out of the balloon.
This is why parents send their kids to Catholic school so they don't have to teach discipline.
Because they're a lot better. They're much better behaved in general. When we go and we do shows at Catholic schools, they're afraid to laugh half the time because they don't want to get in trouble. We're like,
Okay,
get a laugh.
So 2 comments I'd like to read really quickly. Kager says, no, Justin, how would Andy know to write Andrea in the right place? Well, buddy, we don't know what he's been programmed to do. So he could have gone back after the demon and filled it in. I mean, we don't know. We just have no idea. And that right now, that's the only explanation we have. And the second comment I would like to read is Ken Williams, nice name, by the way. He says it could have been Cheryl or Boggs. But for Boggs, it really wouldn't make a lot of sense because how would Boggs get into the house?
How was he there in the end? I mean, he got in there.
That wasn't really him.
Okay.
I think so. Yeah.
Then how did he get in?
The demons let him in. That little back area looks wide open. It looks like anyone can go into it.
Well, that is a devastating from a security vantage point. Jesus Christ.
It really looks like anyone could go into it, but I might be wrong.
Brian, you need to clarify which was the Saved by the Bell moment. Oh, with the girls.
Well, this was their reaction. This is the screenshot of their reaction.
Yeah.
Right after she said pause, they all looked.
Like,
I actually, Lila,
you've never been disciplined before.
Because you mentioned she might be act a little bit different. She right when that happened, she straightened out her vest. It was really funny. She was like that. She was the only one that did that. I thought that was kind of cool.
I doubt that the Catholic Church would allow you to have your hair like that. The way that Lynn has it, and the way that Lexis has it.
It's cool. Oh wait, let's go back. Wearing it down?
Yeah, wearing it down, and then wearing it the way the youngest Laura has it. I would think that they have strict dress codes for hair, because even in public schools now. They like to dictate how women, especially women of color, wear their hair.
Well, it's possible. It's definitely possible, especially private school. They can tell you whatever. But it's also possible they, on their way out, once they leave school, they let their hair down. They do whatever they want on the bus, on the way home. Probably. Once you're out of school. Because I see a lot of kids... our public schools around here require uniforms, and I see a lot of kids with their uniform complete half off, walking down the street all the time.
While I was doing my teaching residency this past spring, there was a lot of things going on with outfits, and every day there'd be an announcement like, okay, no more clogs because people are tripping.
Oh.
And
that's because kids wear pajamas to school.
And no more pajamas, and no more this, no more that.
I don't know why they do that, but they're wearing pajamas and Crocs.
There was a comment at some point about people's hair, and all of a sudden, and I don't know very much about it. Maybe Kadri, you can chime in about this, but I know enough about the situation that the comment that this white male was saying
no.
Not kosher.
No, absolutely not.
Talking about certain girls' hair
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That was
Off
like,
limits.
wow, did that just happen?
Yeah, completely off
I'm like,
limits.
and everyone's okay with that. And I'm like, there's some really not okay things about what that principal just said.
That was a public school too, right?
That was a public school, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh wow, no. There was
No.
something about girls not. I don't remember. I want to say like not washing their hair, but
What?
it was something. I
Well,
forget. I'm sorry. Yeah, I can't
Okay,
remember.
so
Oh,
I
no,
have to build.
I'm sorry. It's hoods. It was something to do with hoods, and there were certain girls, they don't want to do their hair every day because the amount of time it takes to do a black girl's hair, they want to wear a hood because they don't want to do their hair every day, kind of a thing. It wasn't so much they want to wear a hood to be a certain, to be bad, but it was like the hoodie issue. But the way it was very, very uncomfortable.
If you're gonna start getting the hoodies and stuff, that's just
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about, K. Drew? And this is at a school in New York City.
It's not.
A very, very old white male making an announcement talking about young black girls' hair, and I know just enough to say that this was wrong. This was really, and all the girls, and it was a very diverse community, but the girls in that room that were affected by it all just rolled their eyes like effing racist, and it was just it was painfully wrong. Anyway,
can I say one more thing in relation to what he just said? Even I agree 100% with everything you just said, but there was an issue about a year ago with the U.S. Olympics, banning one of the swim caps that a lot of black swimmers would wear.
Yep.
And they were like, "Well, how are we supposed to compete now? Because this is what we wear."
Yep.
So it's racist.
My nephew boycotted the Olympics after that. I was like, "Oh, you're right. Let's not watch it."
Yeah, I know. I'm not watching it anymore. So,
especially also all that stuff came out last year about the girls' gymnastic team and all the past history with the coach. And really corruption.
I still think about that case often.
That is so heartbreaking. That's just infuriating at the same time. But let's get back on topic.
Yeah.
The one thing that it kind of ties into this, Sister Andrea says that's not how a young lady acts. That kind of bugged me a little bit too, because she's also, we're gonna get a little bit political here. You're also assuming gender, although she did say girls, but how's a girl supposed to act? How's a guy supposed to act? This is how a girl acts, and this is what she's been taught.
I get,
that's patriarch thing, and I'm like, no. It reminded me of my grandma, because that's the way she used to talk to me, and I'd be like, I was told when I was younger I wasn't girly enough, or this, you're doing boy type stuff, like you're playing soccer, or you like to play in the dirt. That's not girl. That's not how girls act. Like that's bugged me. Bless you. That bugged me a little bit.
Thank you. Yes, I remember you telling me about how you suffered when you were younger, and I deeply apologize for all the hurt you suffered. But like I said before, it's the indoctrination that she's become essentially a victim of.
Yes.
By being decades and decades at that church, and I kind of feel for her, because she had that vision at the piano at 15, and then she gave herself to Christ. But at some point, you have to see that the church does not treat men and women equally.
No,
100%.
Especially this particular church.
And right when, later when we see Lynn confronting, going to her mom, telling her about, wanting to be a nun and stuff, I actually, I want to give it the full force of Kristen's word that she says. So I'm just letting you know up front.
Yeah, you're gonna rant. The rant is coming on. I'm very much looking forward to anticipating that. Although she also didn't manage. What?
Sorry, what? I had a sidebar.
Oh, I was gonna say, let me just say this. She could have meant it more in the context of you're not supposed to talk over each other because it's impolite. She could have said the same thing if younger men were doing that. Would she have said the same thing? Maybe.
No, she
No, that's
wouldn't.
not how young men are supposed to act when they all start talking over each other. Although I don't know, it's weird. I don't know if she would have done that. You're right. I don't know if she would have said that. What were you
Yeah,
gonna say, Walt?
I don't think she would have done that.
No, I was agree. I wasn't thinking about that earlier, but yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it did remind me of my grandmother a little bit. That's the look Kristen kind of gave her, like.
Well, I will say, just along those lines, there's plenty of women who perpetuate chauvinism and
yes.
misogyny. The amount of women that refuse to vote for Hillary Clinton because
God, let's not get into politics.
Not to get into politics, but there was a segment of the population that says, "I will not vote for a woman," from women voters.
And there still is. There still is.
Yeah, I have to add on to what he just said, and then I have my whole other thing I have to say. So there was a clip that I saw in 2016 of a woman at a rally of a political figure whose name I will not mention on the stream.
No, do not invoke him.
Otherwise, I will go on a rant, and you know how much I hate that political figure. But this woman said that it is not the place of women to have positions of power, that should all be left up to the man. Yes.
Oh, yes.
It is on record, on video.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yes. And it made me go on a rant for hours to my friends because I was so mad about it. And, and that the culture and the beating down of women at the church, even reflected in the show, it really shows the kind of disdain they still have for women.
Well, I think they make it a point to not to shy away from it on the show and to expose it.
Oh yeah, definitely. But it also makes it even more glaring is the fact that Robert King is a devout Catholic person.
But Michelle is not, right?
Yeah, she's an atheist.
That's great. Well, what's funny is she says that's not how women's supposed to act. Then she turns around and grabs a shovel and starts killing demons left and right. Like, okay, this is not how young ladies act. She's killing demons.
There's a common thread throughout the show that the ongoing thread. Is it demons or is it psychological?
Right.
Psychosis. And throughout the scene, it's like Andrea sees it, and now it's the same demons that the other guys see. So you want to believe it, but just the way they're going about it, it's like, is this real?
Yes.
It makes it very, it makes Sister Andrea look kind of possibly crazy. If it's not real, she's batshit crazy.
Let's and let me interject real quick. Let's not get political in the comments. That was why I was very obscure with my language. Yeah. I did not want to get into the political spectrum in the on the stream. So please, let's not get into a political dogfight in the comments. Otherwise, we'll have to do some moderating, and we don't want to have to do that.
We're not getting into the both sides argument right now. Anyways, we have. She wants them to leave her alone. She says, I'll start off in the office. And of course, like you said, or a few scenes earlier, they were all in the office talking about Andy. She goes in. I am so glad that she found Cheryl's bed friend, because that thing, we wondered what happened to that. That was a question that I was wondering, whatever happened to Cheryl's little demon. But it didn't follow her when she left. It stayed.
Can she just give me the demon? Like, I would love to have one small one, like, to do my bidding.
The little one in the living room wasn't too bad. The one that was like playing hide and seek.
Yeah, but I want this guy though.
I don't want this guy. I don't want this. He's loud. He's loud. He sounds like a freaking dinosaur. He makes that noise. He sounds like the T-Rex from Jurassic Park. He's like, woo! That's that noise. It sounds like a horn noise. Like, sorry, I couldn't reproduce it. But he's hanging on the bedpost. I don't want that thing on my. No, absolutely not. Not that one. Actually, I don't want any of them. Well, maybe George, because he's funny. But I love how she grabs the the shovel and she's swinging around. I'm sorry, she turns. I think Anna was saying she turns them into jelly donuts. They become like jelly donuts. This is like looks like maybe what happened with that like cherry pie or something. I don't know. Could be like a watermelon. Just goo, red goo. And then, but where did that little one come from? Was that part of him, or was it a like? There's
what little one?
After she kills it, there's this like little blob.
Oh no, that's a different one.
Where did that come from?
I have no idea.
So we haven't seen that one before.
No.
Am I missing something?
No.
Okay, well, eventually Lynn comes in, and Lynn, she's just seeing her hit the ground with a shovel. She doesn't know what she's doing. Right. So like Walt said, she can't see what's happening. She can't actually see the demon.
Which makes me think that that she is not fully devoted to becoming a nun.
I don't think she was. I think she was just curious and frustrated with her boyfriend.
Well, the other nuns can't see the demons, though. I think that's two separate things. There's like the demon slayers, the demon, on the good and bad folks that can see demons for what they are.
Yes, we don't know if the other nuns have the abilities.
Yeah, plenty of priests can't see.
I have a real big issue with the fact that she is exploring being a nun simply because her boyfriend won't talk to her after they had sex. Like it's just one dude. There are plenty of dudes in the sea that are respectful to women. Find one of those. Like, you don't have to ride or die with this one guy. You're 14. Come on. Like,
well, that's what Sister Andrea said. She specifically said, I think I wrote down what she said. Well, she's surprised, first of all. She's like, wait, you're interested in becoming a nun? Because, these modern day kids, that's not something they usually are interested in doing. Especially that young. And she's surprised. She says, what's it like? She's asking all these questions. Does she like it? What's it like? She says it's about dedication, sacrifice. Sometimes she likes it. And she wants to know why she's interested. But she literally says to her, what did she say? Well, you have to go through because she killed all these.
Lynn or Andrea?
No, Sister Andrea says, don't let a boy make this decision for you.
Right.
Do not let a boy make that decision. That's what she says. Yeah.
And she said, I'm not and I won't. But it looks like to me that she is, because you're only having these thoughts because he had sex with you and he won't talk to you now. And now you're wanting to become a nun. Like, that just doesn't make sense to me, because you've only been with one dude. Like,
I think when it's your first love, when it ends, it feels like the end of the world, that there won't be anyone else. And she doesn't know that yet because she's very young.
Yeah, but she needs to like hurry it up, because remember, Sister Andrea said she gave her life to the church when she was 15. And I just don't want Lynn to give her life to an institution that openly suppresses women the way the Catholic Church does. And look at me, I'm pounding on stuff over here talking about it.
You need to kill some. See, look at that little jelly donut. You need to kill some of these demons. It's really interesting that she's killing these, smushing these things while it's all happening.
Oh, you know what?
Kristen shut that down pretty quickly.
It's the blueberry pie.
Yeah, the blueberry pie from next door ended up on the ground.
That's the demon's brains.
Well, I would prefer if she went and hit Andy with a shovel. It's just
my gosh. Jeez, Louis, he just will not give up on that. Andy. You complain about Andy more than Andy complains on the show.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
Yes, you do,
guys. You have to agree with me on this. So this is this the woman? Is this the techie girl?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you have a screenshot of it?
Yeah, she's gonna come out of the cabinet because she's in the middle of talking about and asking her questions about being a nun, and she's like, "Can you open up that cabinet?" She doesn't see anything, but we see, and Sister Andrea sees this thing. I just was like, "Oh, it's a zombie demon." But no, it's
I've
the
seen this
technical
character
girl.
before this season.
So it was last season, right? With the
Ticker girl.
with when Kristen was in the elevator playing the elevator game, and she ended up in the nether region. Well, what I thought was it was a floor that didn't exist, and she saw that. That was the ghost of the haunted building up on the Upper West Side. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was switching out my headphones because one of them was dying, so that's why I didn't say anything. So sorry about that.
Yes, that was, and they told the story of a girl that had been split in half by the elevator, and
That
Kristen,
is the same demon, though.
yes, that is the same demon.
Oh,
But
that one, the elevator demon. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah. You're right.
Yes.
The reason I was thinking you should do is you need to do like a follow-up video in the next week of all the demons of evil. And maybe the angels too, but all the
Yeah, we
demons.
could do that.
Do a screenshot and do like a little.
Well, they're all together in the end.
Well, that most of them are there, but you know what I mean, like kind of like one of those.
Well, they're all there.
One of those season wraps, but you got 3 seasons of demons. Just kind of tell us who are the demons, who are they related to, catch us up for those who are.
I would love to do that. Yeah.
Great
Let's
do
do it.
Follow up.
Yeah, I love how they filmed like from between her legs, and you can see her legs. That's a really cool angle.
That was a different actress though, but the same demon.
Yeah, it's probably the body double or whatever they were standing. No, body double, I guess. I love it though.
And I have to say that I love the audience engagement tonight, and I also love how Walt is on the stream with us, but also engaging in the audience conversation over there.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I love that you're here with us, Walt, but is there any way that you can turn your computer on Do Not Disturb to silence your brains over there?
It's a pretty sound. It's not like the like you got your
blue
credit card scan.
Bumblebee Alley sound. Swing at that thing, Andrea. Wash hands. Wash
That
hands.
none can do with a shovel.
You don't want but there's more. There's more. She's like, open the living room, and that's when we see the one little thing popping its head out. That's the one I wouldn't mind taking home. Yeah, its little head behind the couch over there. Its little head. I said that's the one I wouldn't mind because it's kind of tiny. Yeah, there it is. Peekaboo.
I don't want that one. I would rather have Sexy Kristen.
Wait, no, but Sexy Kristen isn't there. Oh, yes, we don't see it, but not to the end because there's the mosquito in there. But she's not in the Sexy Kristen form. She's in the mosquito form at the end. So they didn't get her. But where's this demon from? Which episode is this demon?
That demon, oh my god. I'm honestly gonna have to look that up because I don't remember.
Okay, because I'm trying to remember this too. What is this one from? It's a little one.
I have no idea.
Maybe some of our viewers might know.
Maybe that's Crystal.
No,
Whoa,
Crystal,
oh my
Crystal was the
God.
techie girl.
Oh, Crystal's Techie?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We think.
That's a great shot, though.
I don't know what it is.
Kager says no more. Kager says no more abrupt mic drops from you, Justin. Leave Walt alone. What did I do to Walt?
I got my posse.
His noise, his bangs and booms.
Oh yeah.
Looping notification noises. So that one gets killed. Sorry, these screen crabs. Screen crabs. We've got screen crabs, not screen grabs. These screen grabs. I was like, I wanted to get so many shots. I wanted to get screenshots of all these things.
Very contagious.
Because I wasn't sure, which I was like, I recognized all of them, but I couldn't remember. I was trying to place who was where. All of these demons that they've encountered, that's George.
Which doesn't make sense because he died in the first season. And
I
then
know.
they just bring him.
He's back. So
a lot of times demons in a lot of other shows, they get exercised, they leave the body, but they're able to find their way back to the earth. They're not really killed, they're exercised in the moment, sent back to hell or wherever they go. and but they can eventually work their way back one way or another. But
And there's the demon of the road that goes flying through there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they all kind of go scurrying away because they see her coming. Well, they go scurrying into a little area. I think it's kind of funny the way they shuffle away, the way they're
You
walking.
know what I did not know, and this is kind of discouraging,
There they go.
is that when you were just talking about the screenshots, but the StreamYard, unless you have the maximum plan, you're not allowed to stream at full HD quality. So we're still
Yeah.
getting a downgraded version of screenshot here.
Yeah. Well, that I can tell you, that demon right there was the demon of the marriage, or whatever, the marriage. That was
the demon of the demon of sex. That's what it
Yes,
was.
that's right.
Oh, and Larissa's favorite scene is where the couple's in bed with the demon.
Oh, that was so creepy.
David's brother is the demon from season 1. Is that the little demon?
No, I think that's a joke. I'm not sure.
Okay.
So Andrea goes chasing after them, and she looks in. They appear to be gone. I don't know where they went, because I guess there are walls in there, but they don't have insulation yet, I guess. But I guess they're demons, so they can go through walls. Yeah, no, they don't have any walls yet. It doesn't look like.
Yeah, it's just the 2x4 studs.
They had to have something, because there was writing on the wall in there, I thought.
So what, a regular schmuck can just walk in off the street?
Oh, you're right. There was wall parts at some point. Maybe they just started or something. Yeah, that.
I'm confused. Do we have a continuity issue?
Continuity issue.
No, it's not a continuity issue. We're just not far enough in to see the wooded part.
No, we did. We already saw the writing on the wall.
I know, but I mean, in this scene, they're not far enough in the room to turn and see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it's on the left. I see. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, when they get outside, oh yeah, don't forget the gin. The gin was there too. God, I can't believe he came back, Justin. Man, that you don't like
I hate that gin. No, it's so terrible.
Well, she tells them that she's killed 3 or 4 of them, but there's still another 6.
Yeah, we're all naked. Brian.
The naked. They're not wearing clothes. No.
Brian from Canada says, "Can't these demons wear clothes once in a while?"
If only we could have gotten naked demon Kristen in Kristen form, I would have been fine.
Oh my God. Here we go again. Well, they're like, hey, she tells him he needs to exercise the other house because they've all escaped from next door, and they've come, like you said, it's like the exterminator. You bomb one area, all the bugs go to the other area. And she also tells them about the mosquito and says, you have a mosquito. You need to, it's draining your life. It's draining your happiness and joy, which makes sense because we had seen it draining his brain. So I guess
cerebral fluid.
Yeah. So it makes sense, because if it was basically draining his happiness, the joy from his life. So he was, and that makes sense because the mosquito takes stuff out of you, right? Or takes blood from you.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
so,
it definitely does.
Yeah, and then he offers to drive her there. She says, I'm going to take the bus. I don't understand why she said that twice now. What is it with her and the bus? And also, wouldn't you take the train from where she is? I think you take the train.
Oh, I've got for the first time in a while, for the first time in forever, I have Kager Yu's approval, guys. I am so happy. He says he agrees with me about naked Kristen.
Okay. All right, I'll let you guys have that. There was a little bit of naked Kristen in the scene last season when she was with Andy, and you had that like blob that went through the floor. And
oh yeah, we saw her side because like he was covering up the frontal part.
He was grabbing the frontal parts. Yes. So we didn't see that, but what happened to that blob? Because it made a hole in the floor and went down.
I don't know. We're just like some of the stuff in the Robert King and Michelle King shows, they just drop stuff, and I don't think we're gonna ever know what happened to that.
Literally dropped all the way down to the ground.
I mean, it must have been demon acid semen or something that
demon semen.
Like melted through the floor.
Remember, there was also a giant hole down in the basement too. Remember, they found that in the Halloween, like early on, season 1.
Yeah.
Oh, in the wall. Yeah.
I think that's where the cat came from. Who knows whatever happened to that cat?
That's right.
That was dropped too. There's no they've never brought up the hole again. So it's just like, well,
maybe the cat went back into the hole.
Just yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, but some of these things that are important, they entice you with these breadcrumbs, and then they just drop the part of the story entirely, and you're just like, what the fuck happened to this?
What happened to the demon semen?
Like we know that wasn't Andy, so was Kristen fooling Meryl with some other dude while he was away?
No, that was Andy. She made him put on the mask.
Yeah, but the demon semen, the demon acid semen, fell from the bed before they even got their clothes off, though. So it was.
Oh, it wasn't from Andy? Oh, no, I was thinking if it was from Andy, maybe that's why he can see demons.
No, it wasn't from Andy. So.
Okay. Well, this Bouchard house is very, very busy because no sooner do they leave, the lawyer comes in. It's like been a really busy day there. So much going on. You have like a million demons hanging out. You have the sister come in and out. Now the lawyer's coming late and delivers this news that there's an egg remaining. That Valerie's child wasn't her egg. Thanks a lot. You gave us something evil and then you took it away and then you changed it up and took it away.
Well, I mean, the woman, the very hot woman, is still murdered.
That's true. But that wasn't her baby. That wasn't her egg. So they took that away. They took that information away. And she gives the address of 327th Avenue.
Are you saying they pulled a Chris Carter?
They did pull a Chris Carter. They totally pulled a Chris Carter. And the whole thing with her eggs and everything, don't let me get into all that with the whole X-Files thing because they're messing around with women's eggs. Urgh. Anyways, 327th Avenue, I looked it up. It's UPS store.
You are all up on looking at addresses, aren't you?
I know, because I'm always curious to wonder. I wonder if there's like another, what do they have, like little maps planted throughout the city? Wonder if there's a map there. Maybe I should go there, figure out what's up. Be like, hey, do you guys have a map?
But make sure you take a shovel to beat off any demons.
Well, they're not there. They're out in Astoria. So if I go back out to Astoria, I'll definitely take a shovel. Of course, someone will see me with that and go, what are you doing? Are you burying dead bodies out here?
There's plenty of demons in New Jersey.
We have our own. It's very true.
Really?
But over there, 327th Avenue, I looked it up on Google Maps because I'm like, hey, it is not what it looks like in these pictures. There's no tall buildings there. It's actually in the fashion district.
So, Taylor Brown says, beat him with that shovel. I will beat him with that shovel if I see him.
Andy?
Andy, yes, I will beat Andy with the shovel.
Oh my gosh, you're going to go down for murder because you don't like a character.
I like the dude. I really like the actor. I had nothing against the actor, but if I saw the character, and if I was in the show, I would just immediately murder Andy right there. Like, he'd be over.
We need to write a character for Justin in the show just so he can come in and kill off Andy with a shovel or in some other way.
Let me do to him what Leland did to Grace's bodyguard, cutting the throat. Okay. Let's stop right here. Stop right here because I have to say my piece.
Yes. Guess what? I want to be a nun. No, to hell, you're not gonna be a nun.
she just shuts the laptop and she's like, the
Like,
fuck you are? And it's like, and she's got this stunned look on her face, like, did mom just curse at me? But you got to realize what absurd thing you're saying. You're saying you're 14 years old. She doesn't know that her and Ren had sex. Like, Kristen doesn't know that because daughter of mine right there, who I thought was the one following the rules and being the good one, but I guess not, because she's off having sex at 14. But you know, she lied to her mom and said that Ren and her did not have sex.
of course she did.
Well,
Of course she
it could
did.
be they just did it in the butt because you know Catholic girls think that doesn't count. That's a conversation I remember having in high school with certain people. Like oral and the butt is
Now
not.
you gotta make me say do it in the butt. Now you made me do it. You had to make me say that.
Yay, yay,
Do it in the butt.
yay, yeah,
Do it in the butt.
just give me that butt. Yeah.
This conversation has gone so far down in the gutter that I don't believe that we're going to be out. We're going to be in the sewer.
That was
We're
my
going to be in the sewer system with the head and the eyeball at this rate.
Who's got a big old butt?
Sidestepping the big old butt and the other inappropriate thing Walt said.
Okay, Drew said something. I'm not going to say it out loud.
Oh no, we're not going to go back there.
Kager, you come on, man.
I mean, we've already said it out loud enough.
The tip.
There it goes.
I have not said it out loud.
Well, I thought that Kristen was going to hit her upside her head because she was not. She was
like,
so mad.
This, like, that doesn't make any sense to me at all. Like, why would you all of a sudden want to be a nun because one guy dissed you? I mean,
she mentioned something also when she was killing Demon about she was reading books about martyrs and how martyrs were young people like her. Don't be a martyr either. We don't want you to be a martyr.
Joan of Arc was only like 14 or 15, right?
Huh?
Wasn't Joan of Arc only like 14, 15 years old?
Right. So she was saying she thought it was more like female empowerment, but I don't think she understands the way the bureaucracy.
But you know what? If you also go back to that still, you don't have to go back, but remember the still of after Sister Andrea said, you know, and that look that she had, you know, it's also in that moment is like, oh, this is the most confident woman I've ever met. This woman knows exactly who she is. She's sure of herself. She's not owned, you know.
well,
you know what I mean? Like, did she want to get nun before?
But she met. I mean, she goes to school and nuns teach her every day.
That's true. That's true.
Why is she? This shouldn't be any surprise because that's how nuns behave when they're teaching their classes. So they go to Catholic school. I don't know.
And you know, and I bet you, because I have friends who send their kids to these religious nonsense institutions, but I bet you they indoctrinate these kids all day long with their crap. You know, believe your crap as much as you want, but let these kids develop their own sense of reality on their own.
Well, usually they send. If you go to private school, it's usually Catholic school because they're usually better. Not necessarily in that regard.
Not down here at this in where I live in Alabama. It's mostly Christian institutions.
Yeah, the Catholic schools. From the way I feel, like my experience of people that went to Catholic schools or were raised Catholic. It's just a procedural thing, and they don't really change their views on what they decide how their spirituality. You can't really teach spirituality. I think that's my experience.
No, they have theology classes.
Well, yeah, you have all your CCD classes. Yeah,
they have CCD, but they'll have theology classes. But generally speaking, Catholic schools, I think, are closer to public schools in the curriculum.
Yeah,
schools that Justin's talking about. Like my niece,
right,
school down in Florida. That's Baptist, I think, and they're still teaching the world is 7,000 years old. The dinosaurs are fake.
Right.
bad, give me that old time religion stuff, inherit the wind type BS. But
yeah, the dinosaurs thing, they don't teach about that because they don't teach about evolution in some of those Christian schools.
Yeah.
I would like to respond to something that Brian said that is relevant to what we're talking about now. He said, if Lynn wants to take her vows, let her. She's heard the calling. No, she has not heard the calling, Brian, my friend. She's 14 years old and looking to get away from a boy that dissed her. That is all this is. She said that that's all that is because she's not getting attention from a boy. And let me tell you, there are plenty of boys in the sea that would love to be her boyfriend.
Well, I don't think that's it. I think it's more of an issue of, she had a bad experience with a boy. She had a bad experience. I think there's more of is she coming out as a lesbian, and this is like she's confused, and this is one, like, she's at that age, and again, if you work in middle schools and high schools, boys and girls, it's a really confusing time, right? Those of us who remember our own time, but I know, and again, in teaching, it's not too far from where they live, working in some schools that have some very curious, especially post-pandemic, body shaming, body
dysmorphia.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Just the total, if you ever watch Miss Marvel, they talk about this a lot, the feeling shame about how you look, girls that are wearing masks still because they think their nose is ugly, all that stuff.
Yeah, they got used to wearing masks, and they actually
they don't want to take it off. They think they're ugly, and
for wrong reasons. They were wearing
ladies, you know what I mean? It's just sad, but it's a very real thing, and I think that's where this is coming from. She had this bad experience. She had sex way too young, in a way that just she's not comfortable with. Maybe she felt pressured to do it. Yada yada yada. And all of a sudden, in that situation, celibacy might seem like a very nice choice because you know what I mean.
Walt, I have to agree with you, Walt.
Yeah. Not that I don't disagree with you on the choice of going religious, but I could see why she would think that. Sorry, go ahead.
I agree with you on the part where you said that she might have felt pressured when she had sex with Ren because it was the tasks. You had to have sex with a virgin or you would die. So maybe she felt pressured to, oh my God, I have to save him.
Yep.
Yeah, she thought, oh my God, I have to save him. Meaning I have to give myself to him. Yeah.
Stupid Ren.
I am interested in what Brian says right here. He says we had religion classes in 11th grade. They also taught us the religions of the world. I would love to know what school you went to, Brian. Tweet me later when we are not in the live view. I would love to know that, so I could get your take on religion. I know, but I mean, I would love to get his take on how his country handles religion versus ours. I mean, we allow religion to suppress everyone who doesn't believe as they do. So.
Well, moving on with this thing, with the scene, David goes on a jog because he's trying to jog away Demon Kristen, but she's appearing on his jog.
Do you want some water, David?
Yeah, she just won't go
to be on his jog. Oh, sorry, I'm done.
She wants to be on his jog, yeah. And he finds Father Ignatius praying in the spot, or mourning, I guess, not really praying.
Morning and night.
Yeah, that's why did you have to do that?
Sorry.
What did he say? I didn't hear him.
He made a pun, a really bad. He made a
morning, but it's nighttime.
You didn't need to repeat it.
Oh jeez.
I didn't really. I really didn't. But I
no. But I think Father Ignatius says the Monsignor had called him recently because he was lonely and he sensed the end was near, or he thinks he sensed the end was near, and it scared him. And he lied to him and told him that he saw heaven when he died and they brought him back in the very first episode, but he wanted to comfort him with that, but that actually wasn't the truth. And he tells him he wished he could take comfort in the thought of God. This is quite interesting, to say the least, for a priest to say this, because the priest is supposed to be the holiest of holy, and here you are, you question your own faith.
Especially after David saying what he said about finding comfort in God. Like,
yeah.
Wallace Shawn Ignatius saying, I don't know if I do believe that.
Well, he says, he says, I believe God is good, because he asked, do you think we're reunited?
Yeah.
Ignatius asked David, do you think we're reunited with our loved ones when we pass? And David says, yes. And he says, why? And he says, I think it's because God is good. And he says, well, you're a better man than me, and walks away. Mm-hmm. So the fact of the matter is, Ignatius doesn't know if God is good. Yeah. He's questioning that. And he also questions whether we're reunited in heaven with people, our loved ones. That's a huge thing. That's like a big part of following Christ, so that you can.
A lot of Christians talk about being God-fearing Christians. They follow because they fear, not because they love. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And most of them, well, at least the ones that I know, I don't know. I don't know of any Christian down south who does not try to force their religious. One Christian that I know of who does not try to force her beliefs on other people. Yeah. And all the others that she's aware of, they force their religious doctrine or whatever is called.
Even that Bible belt, evangelical belt of Christianity too. It's like, it's part of their Christianity, and that version of Christianity to be evangelical is to constantly spread God's word to bring people to the flock.
Yeah, you're supposed to go out. You're supposed to witness.
I'm not gonna give any names with the next statement I'm gonna make, because I'm gonna protect people's privacy. But I did know a young woman for a brief period who was a few years younger than me, who said that she only wanted to be with a man who was God-fearing, and she basically wanted him to control every aspect of her life. And I can't even think about that.
Yeah,
I remember somebody I know very close who was with a woman for a while, and she was all of the mindset that I want a man with a job because I don't want to work. You know what I mean? It was like she was and she wasn't joking. She was, very much so. I'm going to be a housewife. And again, there's nothing wrong with that if you want to be a housewife. But I think again,
she wanted a sugar daddy.
It was kind of, yeah. I mean, yes and no, but it was like,
as long as she's up front with him, that's fine. It's not the same as being religious.
Okay, but also
I'd rather two people. If you're religious, as long as you are upfront about it, like I need to marry somebody who believes what I believe. I think the kings, I think, are not the norm, where two people. There are plenty of Catholics that have married Jewish people over the years, but usually both are very like part-timer religious folks, right? They're not devout. Right? It's hard for a devout Catholic to marry non-Catholic.
Exactly.
If nothing else, the pressure from the religion, but you want to raise your kids a certain way. You want to, how many people get married these days that don't have that conversation? Like, because again, bad communication. So there's, as much as it turns me off to that when people start acting like they're host of the PTL club or 700 club, but if that's what you want in your life, it makes sense that you would try to find somebody that believes that. Of course, down south, I won't get into it. But
so,
one of the things that I'm not going to say right
now. Ignatius saw. Okay, Kagger, you said he thinks Ignatius saw something unsettling in the afterlife. Maybe he just saw nothing.
I think he said he saw nothing at some point.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like in that first episode, he said something along those lines. I didn't see anything. There was nothing. No white, or am I confusing shows? Like no white tunnel, no this, no that.
Yeah, no, I think he said that.
Yeah.
It wasn't what he expected. But what did Young G say? Young G said, "You're right. He lied to the Monsignor about what he saw, and then we should be used to evil, just dropping things." Yeah, it happens every episode. Like what happened to DF Demon? Well, DF we find out later on is the actual company that Cheryl works for.
And Young G works. You can at me, but I can't. I'm not in the chat, and I don't have a Google account, so I won't be notified of your adding me in the comments. So, but it does pop here on my screen, so I am able to see it, but I am not notified.
Christmas and Easter.
I was responding to Brian's comment.
Yeah.
I'm not devout, but I'm pretty much a cafeteria type Catholic. But is that what you mean? But I still go on Christmas and Easter. And then
you can be like my dad, who just went on Easter every 2 years.
Yeah. Like,
and we also would come late, like we'd come in the last half hour just for the food that would happen after.
I think Catholics, more so than Christians, like non-Catholic Christians, but Catholics and Jewish folk are very similar. There's like they're very devout, but then there's so many of us that are more. I still identify Irish Catholic. In my blood, I feel like I'm Irish Catholic, but more of a cultural thing than a religious thing. If that
okay, guys, I need to bring this up. It's been on my mind, and because this show was so willfully drenched in religion with each episode of each season, but the Christian religion is the only religion that gets its federally recognized holiday. And in my view, that is kind of an establishment of a religion, because you're recognizing Christmas and Easter. You don't see the White House making statements about Judaism and other religions. You don't see that because they don't.
Jewish president.
Yes, you do. Literally they will tweet about Ramadan and the Jewish holidays.
But you don't see them physically endorsing it with monuments like they do with the big giant freaking tree.
Well, that's because the people that founded our country came in with mostly the Puritans. So
I think that's also where you are, Justin. Up north in DC, you'll see yarmulkes. You'll see menorahs in public squares. You'll see things like for Ramadan. You'll see Islamic symbols in certain places, and in some places recognizing all three.
We always got off school for Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur.
Yeah.
And we also, I think they might give off days for Ramadan, but also some of those.
Again, that might not be federal. I think that might be more.
That's but that's a state thing, though. I mean, like a federal thing.
Yeah.
Like
Alabama. It's less.
Well, that's why they call it winter break now, because if you're off, it's technically, well, I'm just talking school, but I think it's nationwide, public schools. You're off for winter break because those holidays tend to overlap. So they're going to say, okay, well, you're off now for Hanukkah and Christmas, and then you're off in the spring for Easter and Passover. So
I think it's also, and tell me if I'm wrong, in Alabama and more strictly Christian states, strictly Christian states, like the week you get off for Easter from school is always the week before because it's Holy Week. Like Catholic schools always have Holy Week off, but around here up north, it's if Easter's early, like in March, we usually get the week after. If Easter's late, we usually get the week before. It's more like the calendar.
It's now, well, things are different versus when I was in school. When I was in school, we got the week of Easter off. And so now it's the week after, and sometimes it's the week before. So it's how they feel like.
Okay.
Yeah, it's whatever they feel like, really.
So that's more like up here for public schools. Okay. Like Christian schools will always give you off Holy Week. A lot of times they don't even give it the whole week, but they'll give you off Holy Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And
okay, well, we're getting way off topic here.
Yeah, you're right.
Let's get back to the episode because we're running a little bit late, which is expected. But
sorry.
This is when David confuses Kristen with Demon Kristen. I thought that was really funny. It was
a great scene. Yeah.
His face. Oh no, he's like, leave me alone. He thinks it's Demon Kristen. It's actually real Kristen.
Oh, I thought you were somebody else.
I thought you were. Who you think I was?
He should have known that it wasn't Demon Kristen because you couldn't see her cleavage.
Yeah, but she could have been masquerading.
As soon as they sewed her, though, I was like, oh, they're going to do this exact bit. You know, set it up. They're going to do this bit. He looks over. She's there. Crap. He's going to do. I thought he was going to do something like Westworld. You know, Westworld. Kristen gets, spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, gets killed in Westworld by her father.
Spoiler. Why are you getting
He thinks she's a robot. He thinks she's a robot.
Talking about Katja, the actress.
The actor, the character.
Yes.
Let's stay on here.
Sorry.
And
but,
in regards to
that's what they're going to do. Not kill her, but he's going to physically assault her thinking it's the other one.
In regards to the spoiler alert thing, it's been on for 4 years. If you haven't seen it, get over it. Like,
that's true. I just binged it last week it's not new.
I never even saw the second season, so I just have no desire to see it.
Can I say David looks extremely handsome in this scene with the blue? It's a very nice and flattering color on him.
Yes, you can, because I made that statement earlier.
He's almost he's actually I don't know, this whole episode he's looking super sharp.
And I would like to do a real quick thank you to the people in our audience for keeping the discussion so cordial. Normally on social media you don't see this, and I'm very thankful that we don't have to be here clicking buttons and moderating everything. And
I haven't had to block a troll that was spamming OnlyFans. That happened last week, right? Or the week before.
Yes, but that might have been because of me, because that was the that was the episode that I mentioned that there's a woman that has an OnlyFans that follows me on Twitter for my evil content. So that might have been for me.
Okay. Well, you can't blame her because she probably likes evil and likes a side hustle. I don't mind. That's absolutely fine.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm waiting for you to cancel me every week.
Okay, don't judge me.
I think if Walt could have an OnlyFans, he would. So.
Don't judge me. Don't judge me. I actually checked out her OnlyFans.
Oh no.
Chubby Chasers freakishly love me. I'm just saying I could probably make a fortune.
We're gonna I'm sorry I said that. We're gonna go back to this conversation.
Let me go buy a thong. I'll be right back.
Let's get to the meat of now Walt's going to the bathroom.
No, I'm gonna go buy a thong.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you had to go to the bathroom. I was gonna say
I'm starting my OnlyFans.
Not ready. Okay. That's why it's not ready. There was a flood down there earlier this week. But yeah, so Kristen says she misses talking to him. She thinks they should stop talking about what happened, the thing, And she says how she prayed every night for her parents not to divorce. They divorced, so she stopped praying. And she prayed for the first time for Andy to come home. He returned home, and she's not sure what to think. Because she promised God that she would bring her kids to church every week. And obviously she doesn't want to do that, obviously. And even with Lynn now saying, well, you're the one that told us we should go to church every week. So she does not want this because she doesn't like religious people, except for David.
I mean, I don't like religious people either. So
yeah, I don't really like some religious people. I don't want to say all religious people. Depends on the religion too.
I mean, I do have very good like family religious friends that are like family to me. So.
I find if the religious person has that particular kind of hair, like the Texas hair, or like the overly groomed, they're going to have that PTL 700 Club, like preachy in a bad way,
like Joel Osteen type thing.
Yeah,
Oh, he's always creeped me out.
They're religious, but they still do beauty contests. Kind of the thing, or
Well, I don't blame
Dirty
her. I think we all know what she's talking about. But then he tells the story of a man that promised God he'd devote his life to him if he found a parking space. But then he saw a car pull out and says, never mind, I'm good. So God keeps revealing himself to her and she refuses to acknowledge it. And then she just thanks him and leaves. So I'm not sure if she's convinced or not.
See, if you want my opinion, Kristen, keep refusing. I don't want him in my life either.
No, she says okay and leaves. She doesn't argue with him about it. But Damon Kristen is there. So David has to put up the mosquito net to lock her out. I'm so glad he got rid of her for now.
And she looks so pissed off, though.
Well, good. She should be. But the question is, will that make her leave for good? Because he can't just walk around with a mosquito net around him, right? Yeah, look how nice David looks there. That's him looking at Demon Kristen. That was after she left. I love the way he looks at her. He gives her this look like, I love that. I love that so much. Like, you again. Get out of here as much as.
But first, can you unbutton one more button and then slowly walk out?
She looks like a mosquito. You see what she looks like. She's one of the ugly.
I don't care. In human form, right here as David sees her, I want her to unbutton one more button, and that's it. Nope. She's out. She's done. This is the part where I didn't see this coming at all. I kind of suspected it would lead to something to do with Leland, but when Kristen goes to the address, I'm like, as soon as she entered the building, I had a feeling.
I thought it was going to be his apartment where.
That's what I thought. But then it was the building, and I said, I bet that's where Cheryl works.
Yeah.
We learned that's the building, and the company is DF. And then there's this musical segment, and the music is really weird, but it just shows all this stuff going on. This music starts playing, and it shows Andy, and Andy goes down the steps, and he's hearing all these noises and growling. Meanwhile, Kristen is going upstairs, and she sneaks up. That segment was really.
Well, she wasn't exactly sneaking anywhere. She just walked right past the lady that wasn't paying attention.
Right. Well, she said, I have a package here or something, and then that's right there. You see DF on the freaking wall, and she goes up, and surprise, Mom is working there. Well, that should set up a red flag. Maybe it's time to cast Cheryl out of your life again, because she seems slightly off, because why is Mom there? And I don't blame her.
Mom's all of a sudden Glengarry, Glenn Ross.
Both. Correct.
Glengarry, Glenn Ross office.
I'm sorry, I don't remember. Did you guys agree with me earlier when I said that Kristen's egg was inside that one young woman in the end?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, 100%.
That's the big reveal.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a very. We're gonna miss talking. We're gonna miss talking. Even
we're gonna be parents.
Yeah.
And, but next week, we're gonna be back next week. So this isn't the final. We're gonna come together each week and chat about random stuff, and maybe we'll throw in some evil stuff along the way. So come back each week.
I forgot that Andy went and saw the dry erase board.
Yes.
Yes,
he did.
Yeah, so he's remembering something. But it's just so bizarre with the music that they start playing. And then I think it eventually cuts to David, and he starts to pray. And he sees that lovely, lovely effect that you love so much, Justin. The little break in the sky.
I hate that.
I saw that. As soon as I saw that, I started laughing. I was like, oh no, Justin's probably really mad about this. Yeah, that was the Saint Monica, I think it was. And he had envisioned her previously as a white woman.
Message to the network, stop with this low animation budget crap, okay? You've got one of the biggest franchises in the world, Star Trek, where you dump all your money and then you leave the low end of the budget for this show.
Why they dumped it all in Star Trek, so now you get a VidTap filter for this effect.
I cannot get past that. And
yeah, Ken, it's a light bulb moment for Chris. She's oh boy, Cheryl. Yeah, Cheryl is pure evil at this point. And she scoots her away into the office and shuts the door. And I thought it was someone's birthday. I'm thinking, what's going on?
I still don't believe she wants to hurt Kristen, though.
No, she doesn't want to hurt her, but does she know what's going on here?
Oh yeah.
She knows that Leland took the egg.
Her and her gay assistant all know that what's about to happen.
No, but do they know it's Kristen's egg?
Oh yeah.
They know. No.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure they know. I'm pretty sure Cheryl knows. Yeah. What do you think, Walt? Do you think Cheryl knows?
100%. 100%. I was reading something that about the book. Kageru talking about.
She wants her grandchild to be Leland's offspring after Leland being such a jerk. So then we have all these demons. They're all of them. So we have the djinn, we have the mosquito down there, we have the flying demon of the road. Someone in the group actually labeled all of them because you can't. I don't know if the resolution shows Abby's in there because she's actually to the right of the demon of sex, and then to the right of her, what demon is that? I can't tell.
I don't know.
To the right of her, there's another demon, and then the goat that they ate is there, and then the boss, the DF boss with the man boobs goat, is also there.
Oh, the first goat is there?
Yeah, they're both there. Both goats are there. It looks like they're both there. All the demons are there. And then whose butt is that in the way? Is that George? George kind of in the way there? Yeah.
That might be George.
I think that's George. Yeah. That's all of them. And the one on the ground is the mosquito. Oh yeah, we can see a little bit better. Which one is that? Guys, which one is the one in between the goat and I can't tell.
Yeah, no, I don't.
I'm trying to figure that one out.
Is that the Boop demon?
Oh, that's Boop. That's Boop. You're right. That's Boop.
As Walt would say, the Boob demon. I wish it was the Boob demon.
There was no Halloween girl present. Well, it's still unclear as to if the Halloween girl was a ghost or trickster. That would have been nice, though. Have the Halloween girl.
Oh yeah, from the cemetery. Oh yeah.
Not Brenda. Not Brenda.
Right.
Scene reminds me of RPG scene where you have to get to these guys sued, and you're only still in the middle of the game. Oh yeah, we got baby. Yeah, the baby is becoming.
And it was. See, I loved how they didn't include like demon genitalia with the whole demon right here. I'm glad they didn't include any type
of the head.
It would have been too much. It's too much. We don't need that. It's bad enough we have the man boobs. That's enough.
Boobs. Goat boobs.
He's actually kind of cute there.
Demon goat boobs.
That is the evil boss. Well, the boss, yeah. Both goats are there. Wow. And Dr. Boggs.
Are both goats there though? Not the one that was capitized.
They're both
If you absolutely had,
that's a different demon though.
No.
The one that from the season 1 that he cut the head off of?
That was last season. Yeah, it's there.
Wait, no, it's not.
Yeah, it's the other goat. Not. There are 2 goats.
The original furry is not there.
That goat's dead, Larice.
No, that goat is in there. Hold on. I'll show you.
No.
Yeah.
Go back to that close up. There's like that big ram thing behind him, but that's different.
There, that was the original boss goat, the one that.
Okay.
What?
I'm gonna zoom in real quick. Hold on, let's see.
I'm calling shenanigans.
I can't zoom in on this. I thought I could. Wait a minute. I have the file. I could just play the file on my computer, and you won't hear it.
George was dead too. Exactly. George was dead too.
True.
But how can they appear if they're dead?
Because it might be a vision. Because it might be a vision. It might.
They didn't decapitate George.
Right.
Well.
Right. Yes.
Stabbed him in the gut.
So it's like a zombie. You have to cut the head off.
Well, I think you have to cut the head off. You have to, like a head trauma.
You hit it in the head.
Boss fight.
Quick, everybody, every demon, rip Andy apart, limb from limb, just kill him.
No, I think this is a vision that he's having. I'm not sure if this is even real.
So you don't think that this means?
Yes, there is a stacked goat all the way to the right. That was the original goat.
That's not the same one. No. That's not the same one. That guy's much
then what is he from? What is he from?
That guy's much skinnier than that goat. That's more like a ram horn.
What is that goat from?
I don't know, but that's not that guy. I don't think.
This is better than the end game cross.
No, and hold on. Oh, the goat Leland killed had curlier horns. Okay. And I can actually pull up
much better face, right?
He had a let me. Are you Googling it too?
Are you sure?
I'm sure. I'm very sure.
Actually, now he does have those long horns. It could be him, actually.
It's totally his. It's the original.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of thinking that's him now.
The OG.
Hold on.
The original goat. OG, original goat. I should not be so proud of myself for that.
Ken's tripping balls.
That's totally the OG.
We're saying we are. Yeah, I think you're right, Larry.
He's the goat.
Yeah.
He's the goat.
He was on a diet. We
never saw him standing up. He was always sitting, so we didn't realize how stacked he was.
That's true. You know what? It's not even so much he was fat. He was in these chairs. He was too tall for us.
And the time that we saw him in the fields, we didn't see that part of his body because he was going to the field, right?
Okay,
what will the family think of Andy if they find this out, if it's real? I don't know. I think they're just glad to have him back. They don't really care. They don't care. Andy's not really reacting other than saying, "What is this?"
It's a cute baby, though.
Aw, he's just a cute little guy.
That's the baby from Seinfeld.
You gotta see the baby.
All right, I'm gonna take my headphones out real quick and switch to my computer output because they're like breaking up and doing some weird crap. Okay, hold on.
Right, we're almost to the end.
Hold on. And then I'm gonna turn off my Bluetooth.
I think Boggs is really there. I think there's more.
No.
I think.
I agree with Vera. I think it might be a vision.
I don't know. I think there's something going on here. Because does Andy? Oh yeah, Andy and Kristen had Boggs together at some point, right? They did couples therapy with Boggs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we have
Boggs was that baby. Yeah.
Yeah. Here comes the moment that Justin hates.
Yeah.
Butterfly,
oh my god, it's so stupid.
I can grow eyes as high. I start thinking of that song when I see this. Take a look. It's in the book. Reading Rainbow. I don't know why I started thinking about that song. Every time she appears, it's just like.
Guys, she says something right here to David.
She says, I wrote it down.
What did she actually say? That one word we had a hard time hearing.
We couldn't tell what she said, but she's about whether she said "Whoa Babylon," 38 days to go Babylon, or 38 days to whoa Babylon.
I think it was like 38 days to go. Because
it sure sounded like whoa.
Oh, you didn't watch it with the captions?
No.
She hates that.
I also went back and I turned it way up so I could hear it, and I was like, 38 days to whoa. I'm assuming she meant to say go, and it just didn't come out right. But this is the patron saint of mothers And
Well, if she didn't say something right, I'm pretty sure that they would have said cut, go again for this last line.
it sounded like, whoa, what do you guys think?
Yeah, this is why I like watching, because there's actually an article recently about diction and acting getting worse because actors trying to be more real, less radio, less theatrical, and it's getting harder and harder to understand it or even hear actors that are so whispery. And I've been on set, well, at least in auditions. I haven't this when I've been on set. I haven't seen this, but in commercial auditions, especially, I've been talking to other actors in the audition, trying to pick up my cues, and you can't even hear the other actor because they're so freakishly quiet. I'm like, I know
Why?
I'm big, I'm theatrical for TV and film, but I can't even hear them to listen to know when my cue is.
Ken said 38 days until Babylon. Vera says it was whoa.
Why do you think they're whispering, Walt?
It's a style. It's a bad acting technique that they engage in TV, and trying to be dramatic, and it's just like, if you know, there's a lot of whispering going on, and like, we're not, we're like it's they're
Sometimes
trying
when you whisper,
becoming melodramatic in the process.
sometimes when you whisper, it gets people to listen more.
Yeah, I'm very meaningful. It was whoa, WOE. I was like, whoa.
All right, so Kristen is very betrayed because she finally makes that discovery. There's a pregnant woman, and that's gotta be your egg. Oh no.
Okay, wait a minute. What woman would allow Leland to fertilize an egg
I
and
don't know.
put it inside her body? Like that just doesn't that doesn't even sound right when said it. Like Leland's DNA is inside this woman.
He's a power
and
broker.
It sounds wrong.
Yeah, he seems pretty high up on positions in this company. So
this woman doesn't love Leland. She's just carrying his baby.
And we don't know. We don't know enough about her, but we haven't seen her before.
We haven't seen her face. Yes, we have. That is the assistant woman.
Oh yeah?
The new assistant woman that Cheryl hired. The cute one.
That's her assistant?
Yeah, the cute one that told her to unbutton her top to go talk to the manager.
Ah.
That was her?
Yo, yeah, look.
Oh, wow. Wait, but Leland didn't like her because she replaced the other girl.
But he didn't like it, but he must have realized she was a good candidate to do this experiment or whatever he's trying to do here.
Yeah. Oh, that's a bad screenshot. Sorry. Someone got in the way. I love her acting in this scene. It's so good. Yeah, she looks completely betrayed. I mean, can you imagine? You just show up and you see Leland pop up and it's a baby shower type oh. And this woman is very pregnant. So this has happened recently. Not recently, but a while back. I mean, how long does it take to get that big? That's
Were you like as soon as you saw the
but we also have no idea how much time has passed since Cheryl started working here.
Yeah, that's true.
So it could have been months since she first met with the manager and first encountered that assistant, but I swear that is her assistant.
Wait, go back. Wait, I want to do the voiceover.
Wait, there we go.
We're gonna be parents.
We're having a baby.
We're having a baby.
Who would want to have a baby with you, Leland? Oh, I forgot your first.
We're gonna be parents. No, he said we're gonna be parents.
See me with the glasses, right? We could be twins.
He said,
"No, you're not Leland."
Okay.
We could be parents.
These are 3D glasses without the lenses.
We could be.
No, these are different.
We're gonna be parents.
Vera asks, "Is she really pregnant?" And I guess she means in real life.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I would. I mean, they could do a lot with studio magic these days and make you appear to be pregnant even when you're not. So I would think not. I mean, maybe, I don't know.
Well, is you is or is you ain't my baby?
You just got songs. So someone, I think Vera, maybe someone asked, let's get to the Book of Demons. I didn't like these pop-ups as much.
Very underwhelming this week. Very underwhelming. Was not impressed. Go to the next screenshot for me, please.
Wait, I do have a theory. Go ahead.
This right here, this was very disappointing because the last few have been very detailed in their execution of how they move and the illustrations of them. This one was just very lazily done, and we could have done without it. Like, the whole thing was just really not necessary.
And they did it at the end of the episode instead of somewhere near the beginning. The angel of the beginning. Maybe that's why, because it was the end. And
So
then
I have a theory because at some point we started getting these after the opening credits, after the title sequence. And I wonder if we went back over the episodes, the 10 episodes, does the book get progressively later in each episode? You know what I mean? There's been a lot. I'm wondering if, like, if you went to all 10 episodes and you went to the time marker when the book pops in.
Up until last week, it always came before the credits.
Was last week the first one that came before? After?
Yeah.
But I wonder, even before, after the credits, was it later and later? Because there was one, like they were back to back, right? And there was one where they'd have the book and then they'd have a break and then they'd have the credits. And then for a few, it was like they would have the book and then right to the credits, or the credits and right to the book. And I wonder if there's, like, if you went back to all 10, there'd be a progressive shift from beginning to end with the book.
Butterfly in the sky. See, there was a butterfly, and then we have the woman from the sky. Vera said, she's far along. Are we sure we're not sure it's the assistant. Justin is 100% sure, but it could be someone else because we really didn't get a good enough look at her face.
Oh, I'm 100% sure. Yep.
Can you think the ending was underwhelming?
Only because she's pretty, and so, you know.
Ken thinks it was underwhelming, was looking for a bigger bang. Now, I don't know if you can get a bigger bang than your baby having a baby with Leland, because that's pretty bad. That's a pretty big bang.
So, you know what? The last 3 weeks, I thought have been the best of this entire series. And I think it plays into what I was saying at the very beginning of this 3 hours ago. 3.5 hours ago almost. You know, in the sense that this episode and last episode were bam bam, more serial, but the last 3 episodes in general have been building to something. Less episodic, much more. There's a very distinct ABCD going on, and not so much. You're right, Ken. Not so much today, but the last 2, 8 and 9, were incredibly, full throttle. Right. Last week, not a second wasted. There's a couple moments this week that were kind of, but I felt we needed them to, set up this last beat. Last week was so bam, 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 bam. And when you look at a 10 episode arc in these shows, and again, I'm thinking like the Daredevils and the Star Wars, the Marvels, you're getting basically a 5-hour movie or a 4-hour movie. There's going to be moments that are slower, or in this case, it might, but it's still, that being said, compared to a lot of those other shows, there wasn't a lot of wasted moments. These last 3 episodes are pretty bam, 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 with new information, tying loose ends, creating more questions. Like, as
I said last week, it seems like the storylines of the characters have been pushed above as becoming the main storylines, as opposed to, it used to be the cases, and then the storylines, the characters were like the subplots, and now it's kind of switched places. They slowly switched to the point where the cases became the subplots, and the storylines of the characters were like pushed more to the forefront and the focus of the episode. I noticed that shift. So, and then this episode, it was 100%. The case was part of the character. So, and even last episode, it was like,
Yeah, but I was still sort of underwhelmed by the way they finished the next door neighbor case. And yeah, I get that they wanted to focus on the Kristen story, but why even have that neighbor case?
because
If you were just
the demons had to have some type of case. They can't have an episode without a case. So
That's the show they created.
yeah.
Okay, I can respect that. What about the Andy thing? Just saying, "Boom, we're here." What about that? Like that was just, I don't know. I didn't like that.
They're gonna have to explain, hopefully next season, why Andy just appeared and what's wrong with him, what they did to him. I still don't know if he's real or not. He could be a tulpa for all we know. Bless you. They created an Andy tulpa.
There you go.
They put him back together and made a tulpa because he was dead.
What is a tulpa?
It's like you can manifest like a creature entity.
Oh, a changeling kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like an entity you can manifest. So
you're starting to pull things from my favorite show.
Which one?
Star Trek.
Oh, okay. They do that on Star Trek? They let you manifest tulpas?
They do changelings on Star Trek.
Oh, well, changelings, yeah.
Where you can change into different animals and it's a whole thing.
Oh, okay. Because we have shapeshifters on a lot of shows.
Star Trek 5.
Yeah. Skinwalkers.
What is it? Star Trek Strange New Worlds introduced a lot of new canon stuff. What now?
Oh, no, go ahead.
And Discovery is going to focus on more of the original series vibe in the 5th season, so I'm really interested to see what comes of that. Although we won't get it until like next year, so I'm like really waiting with bated breath for that.
Kager, you said will we see the Archangel that claimed to be Michael from last season? Oh God, with the Pillar of Salt. Jeez Louise.
Probably not. They're probably going to drop it.
Yeah, he appeared a couple times. We didn't see him in the demon because he's not a demon. He's an angel.
Well, we don't. Well, to be fair, we don't know what he is, though.
You're right. We don't, but we believed him to be an angel. So he wasn't with the demons. So I'm assuming that they're.
I'm wondering if he's an angel now because the way they're portraying angels now are these Max Fleischer cartoons, basically.
Well,
and, or is that just that one character? But
he looked like a Mothman. That one.
If they turn the Archangel into that like animated crap that we see, I'm gonna be so mad. I'm like,
I don't wonder if he was actually the demon.
I don't know. It was unclear. It was unclear.
Yeah.
But the Pillar of Salt is still like.
Where are you? Where are you in your house?
Walt?
I'm in the basement. Yeah.
She put you in the basement. Okay.
Well, this is a studio I set up during.
That's his.
My Zoom teaching studio.
That's right. You used that same studio when I joined you in your improv thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God, that was so fun. Oh my God.
Did his Zoom classes, Zoom improv, and Zoom singing. We still do some improv shows, and he'll need the piano. I don't do the Zoom improv.
I've done some like concerts, like virtual concerts at the piano here, singing and dancing. Not dancing so much.
Well, I am not a good dancer, so I wouldn't be.
Well, thank you guys. Thank you guys, all of you.
Yes, thank you very much.
It was great. Thank you guys for coming in and hanging with us.
Would you like to mention, Larisse, that we will be back next week for another show?
Yes. We haven't decided on the show yet, but we're looking at a few. And I'll probably, I'll announce it on my page. I'll post it on the on my
Sandman.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. We
I
were
don't know if you
looking.
like that one, Larice. I don't know. If
We
you
were
like
looking. They have like a new League of Their Own series that looks phenomenal, and I'm reading really great stuff about that. So I
Oh,
was
is it good?
thinking of taking a look at that. Yeah, I was thinking of checking that out.
Oh, you know what? Next week though, you get Game of Thrones opening up, and I think you get
Wait, what?
A prequel. It's a prequel.
Oh no!
no, that's
Yeah, Queen.
Uh,
Bring it back! No.
the Lord of the Rings series is coming out soon.
Okay, this is all the fantasy stuff. I'm not.
Interview with the Vampire this fall.
Okay, I can get into that one.
That might be good. That looks
I would
pretty
get
good.
into that one. I can't do American Horror Story anymore. I stopped after Jessica Lange left.
Interview with the Vampire. I hope they do like one season per book because they need to redo Queen of the Damned. They need to redo Lestat. And I really want them to do. It's one of the few things I've really read a lot of.
You're assuming that it's going to be good. I have a feeling.
I hope it's going to be good. I don't know. But Memnoch the Devil, the 5th book in that series, is freakishly awesome. And I think fans, if they did
it's making Justin yawn.
No, I don't know if you know these books are all Justin.
He's like the book of the damn.
Memnoch the Devil, Lestat is taken.
Hey, if you guys have suggestions.
No, trust me. Memnoch the Devil takes Lestat back to talk to Jesus.
Wasn't that horrible? Didn't they make it into a horrible Broadway show?
Well, yeah, they did a Broadway show about the second book, Lestat. And
they made so many stupid
Tom Cruise was
vampire musicals that just kept flopping one after the other.
Queen of the Damned has Lestat.
Dracula and what was the Dance of the Vampire? What was the one
Dance
with
of the Vampires?
So they had it just like
I've never seen any of the things that
they all flopped.
Michael Crawford.
They all
I really want to find something. I really want to find something on like Apple TV Plus to review because they've got a lot of good stuff, and I really don't want to count them out as a sure they don't have a lot of content, but they have really big gems hiding among some of their.
Justin.
Lock and Key.
There's an Apple Plus. I think it's
Apple TV Plus. Yeah, there's a
sci-fi series they got.
Let's see if you're
okay.
right.
Can I say, Ken Williams? Sorry, Lock and Key season 3 is sucking ass so far.
We've only
they released it. They released the 3rd season already.
Yeah, they just released it. We just watched the first 2 episodes.
I'm such a big fan of season 1 and 2. The writing so far, season 1.
So far the first 2 episodes. We only watched the first 2 episodes.
It's been so bad.
It's been milquetoast the whole time.
Okay,
like the first 2 episodes.
I haven't even seen the 2nd season because I normally watch them with my parents. My parents get mad if I watch good stuff without them, and so I watched season 2 with episode 1 of season 2 with them, and my dad gets bored easily if he's not entertained within the first couple of minutes, and within like 5 minutes of Lock and Key season 2, he was turning it off. And I'm like, oh my god. So I didn't even go back to watch it after that. I'm waiting on my mom so that we can go back and watch season 1 again because she doesn't remember anything.
I feel like it's kind of parts of it are like cheesy and not cheesy, but a little bit hokey. And
well, that's an indication that it might end after this season. Actually, it is going to end. This is the last season. The 3rd season is the final season.
Okay.
Yeah. I know what I want to review with you, Larice. It is an Apple TV Plus comedy called Loot.
Loot?
Loot, yes. It's a comedy.
Okay.
It's about a woman who divorces her husband and goes on to be like the self-made millionaire.
Okay, cool. I'll look it up.
I do want to say I'm going to be in Babylon on Tuesday. They're saying 38 days to Babylon. I'm going to be in Babylon in 36 hours.
Well, they don't mean Babylon, Long Island.
Oh, I was thinking Babylon, Long Island. I'll be at the Argyle Theater doing comedy on Tuesday.
No, but if you want to plug that you're going to be doing a show in Long Island, you can go ahead.
Long Island.
I'm sure all of our viewers will rush out there to see us.
Yeah. 2 days to Babylon.
I really wish that New York wasn't such a long plane ride and long distance away, because if it wasn't, I would be there with you guys on the weekend just partying,
Yeah, it's a bit of a schlep. to get here.
I party on stage. I'm 2 hours past my bedtime right now.
Primal, From. Did we watch some of From? I feel like maybe we watched some of From.
I have a client called From a company. Oh, did we watch? Maybe I think you're right.
Did we watch like one episode?
Is Primal the one with the crocodile?
Wait, there's a crocodile.
Or Primal or the lion? It's right. It's an African.
From is good.
Right?
Have you guys seen Physical?
Primal.
Okay, it's an 80s dark comedy. So
is it based on that song?
No. Well, I honestly I can't tell you because I've never seen it. So.
Okay.
1980s.
You know, we're going into Halloween season. You think there'd be more horror stuff, and I'm very disappointed because when I looked it up, there wasn't anything. I was like, "What's going on here? What happened?"
Oh, the one thing that's really wrong, in my opinion, is that the Apple TV Plus movie that came out recently called Luck, that was made by the writers and producers of Cars and Toy Story, is on Apple TV Plus. Why isn't that a freaking Disney movie?
Oh, I don't know.
It should be a Disney movie.
I'm not too crazy about the Disney Plus stuff, so.
What? Why? Why not?
80s. Oh, Physical is a Rose Byrne show.
It all has a certain stink to it that kind of bores me.
That's interesting.
Oh, I love. Let's see.
Except for WandaVision, that was pretty good, but even that was slow at times.
Oh, I love WandaVision.
It was good, but it was very slow at times. The only thing that really.
She-Hulk. Oh my gosh! Next week, you guys need to do She-Hulk. She-Hulk.
She-Hulk.
She-Hulk.
I could get into She-Hulk.
She-Hulk starts like Thursday or Friday.
All right, I'll do She-Hulk. I'll definitely watch She-Hulk.
Yeah, let's do that.
But I don't. The thing is with that, when you get into the superhero stuff, I don't know enough about the comic books. So.
I'll come on and fill in. Well, Justin probably knows too, but I'll come on for that and fill in the blanks.
No, you won't. You're gonna be busy.
We really don't have to know anything. We could just bullshit and talk about the show. I mean, like, we really don't have to know any of the lore or anything.
There's a lot of people in the whole Marvel that know all of that stuff. And they do streams. They know everything with the She-Hulk, all the comic book stuff.
Oh, well, I don't
even read the comic book stuff, but he knows it all. And I'm like,
I know it all because I watch New Rock Stars to fill in the blanks of the stuff.
Well, then they'll probably do it. We can't be competing with New Rock Stars.
But it's okay.
Ray Liotta's last work. Oh, damn it. Well, we have to watch it.
Watch what?
In honor of Ray Liotta.
She-Hulk was his last show. I didn't know that.
Makes me sad.
Oh, boy.
Blackbird is a must-see too. The Old Man was.
You know what I've been watching lately. What I've been doing lately is I've been watching the older Star Trek show, the original series and the movies, because of Lieutenant Uhura died.
Yeah.
Oh, it's sad. That was sad.
Yeah, that had a big effect on me, and because she was a real inspiration to me when I was a kid. So
yeah, that was what a loss.
So I've been binging all the old movies and some of the show. William Shatner, his acting, terrible acting in the series. Oh my God. How could you even think that would pass for good acting?
So William Shatner,
I don't know what I'm doing.
I went to a panel of his. He goes to like every Comic-Con, by the way. If you ever want to meet him, just go to a Comic-Con, any Comic-Con. He's like at every single Comic-Con.
I think he was doing bad method acting.
I don't know what he was doing. I just know that I sat through 2 panels before X-Files came on because like I wanted to get a good seat. So I'm like, every time they got up, people get up, I moved up, and I'm like, we get closer and closer. And some people never move, so I didn't even get that close, but I got close enough that I was happy. But yeah, I sat through the James Masters or James Martyrs. Not Marsden. James, it's like Marsden, but it's the other guy.
The guy who does the voiceovers for DC.
Marsters, yeah.
Marsters, yeah.
Yeah, so I saw his
Brainiac in Smallville.
Yeah, and he was on the Hulu show with all the kids.
Yeah.
Superhero. I forgot what the name of the darn show is. It got boring. What was the name of that show? The superhero. It was actually a Marvel show.
Runaways.
Oh yeah, it was on Marvel show, but it was on who that one wasn't bad, but it got boring. Yeah, so there was him. He's on, and then Shatner came after, and we sat there through Shatner's panel, and he was just talking about vibrating elephants, and I was with my best friend.
He was feeling them up, right?
We started laughing.
He put his hand on the elephant. It was
Had this thing where we were laughing. We were laughing, and we didn't want anyone else around us to know we were laughing because it sounded ridiculous. But we were like cover our mouths trying really hard.
Of course, I missed James Marsters because I was watching the Supergirl pilot with Dean Cain dressed as Superman.
You were still dressed. That's right. You were dressed as Superman during that.
Dressed as Superman the whole day. I had the tights on.
Have you guys ever went to a Comic-Con drunk?
No. But they do sell beer.
I know that.
Pay $10 for a beer there.
I know some people who have and do go to Comic-Cons drunk, and they say that it's the best thing ever.
I mean, I'm sure plenty of people go drunk and.
That would explain a lot about Comic-Cons. I can't stand Comic-Cons.
There was the last day of New York Comic-Con. I think it was like the last one I went to, and I haven't been to one since because of the pandemic.
I still need to see Cloak and Dagger.
Pre-pandemic, you couldn't even walk at New York Comic-Con without bumping into someone. And I kept smelling farts and BO and bad breath all day long. I was walking around the showroom floor. It was so crowded. Like every 5 minutes, I'd get a waft of someone's BO, someone's fart, or someone's really bad breath. So I was like,
if I have to go to a place with a lot of people, I do 3 things in the morning. I make sure that my clothes are clean, obviously. I shower twice.
Nope. That's not what people do. I do that and you do that. But a lot of these comic book guys, no, they don't do that. They don't shower and they don't brush their teeth. And then they eat a hot dog, so they fart. No, it's not you. It's not you. Trust me, it's not you because you were with me. It was because you will only go for one day and it's on the slowest day, and then after that you give up your pass. And I bring.
I really hate Comic-Con.
He went on the one day. It's like the.
I'd rather be on stage.
It's the slowest day, but even on the Thursday, it's like so crowded. It's like oh my god. And this is pre-pandemic. Now there's been a pandemic.
I love people. I don't like crowds.
We got like polio now. We got monkeypox. I'm like, let's just stay away from these. Let's just stay away from people in general. I'm gonna stay right here. We're gonna go to.
Well, I don't think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I probably am, but I don't. Well, I'm not going to make this statement because it's utterly stupid. So, and I don't want to make a stupid statement. How does one even get polio?
I think it's swapping saliva, and maybe other body fluids. I'm not sure, but if you apparently it's in our shit right now. They found it in the wastewater. Because people didn't get vaccinated. So there's anti-vaxxers in New York and they didn't vaccinate their children and now polio is back.
Oh, okay. Well, yes, I'm monitoring the cases and I am quite frightened. And yes, even if I am still very disabled, that does not change anything. It doesn't magically heal itself over time.
Well,
I am not going as far as the conspiracy theories believe. They want you to believe that I can't get polio because I already have a disability, but that's not true. I can get it, and I would get it if I passed.
No, you wouldn't because you probably got your shots. Everyone had to get their shots when they were little, except for in more recent years. I don't know what the situation was, but in your generation, my generation, you had to
got vaccinated.
You had to go to school. Yeah, if you went to public school, you absolutely had to get it. So you're protected. Although now they're recommending as an adult, maybe if you're in an area where polio is like you go to certain countries where maybe people aren't vaccinated, maybe you should get a booster. Well, guess what? We're now in a country where we have that, New York City. So maybe we should go get boosters. But the whole idea is crazy. And I'm like, are you insane? It's 12:34, Ken.
Okay, Ken Williams, thank you,
we're
buddy.
Talking about polio. we ended up on.
Polio, Comic-Cons, and evil and hot gotcha tonight.
Sorry, I was a germaphobe before the pandemic, but now I'm like, damn, I'm gonna go to this Comic-Con and walk around and bump into people and be smelling people's farts.
Louise,
They are doing what?
Louise. So with me, do you guys know what I do in a very crowded place? Like, I will hit people. I will fucking hit people with my wheelchair.
You should. You should. You absolutely should. And you can, they'll probably let you cut to the front of all the lines too. So there you go. Yeah, take advantage of that.
And as far as the smelling people thing, I would wear like this oxygenator mask.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Ken wasn't talking about it being 12:34. It's like, hey, it's too late. It's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh
no, he said that's 12:34.
No, later on, no, but later on, he was making a point of it being 1, 2, 3, 4.
Evil is doing a panel, and they will be at New York Comic Con this year, but it's not enough for me to go. I'm like, would I go? No, I'm not going to go. They did
unless there is a bunch of information on season 4, which there won't be because they're not even filming it yet.
Yeah,
they don't even have the scripts for it yet. By the way,
well, here's the deal. Like, they do a panel, right? And then at the end of the panel, like toward the end, they take questions from fans, and sometimes you can get up there and ask them a question. And that is the worst part because fans get up and ask really dumb questions. So I don't know if I want to even go because most of the time they're just sitting there laughing and making jokes. And then the rest of the time, the person that moderates is awful, has horrible questions. And then sometimes you get some swag. Oh, I have my evil swag from the last one. Even though I didn't go to the panel, I came in afterwards and I asked for some swag.
The one panel was really good. That the only panel I really say I really loved, I'm glad we did it, was the Creep Show panel because I didn't even know that was a thing. And then they showed the first episode or two, and watching that with a big group of people in the theater was amazing. It was really funny. It was so cool.
Walt, there is a question for you, which I will now read in the comments. It says, you're okay with the Lewis character from the interview with the vampire being tested as a black man?
Wait, what?
Yeah, I don't have any problem with that.
What character is that?
That's Brad Pitt's character from the movie.
I'll be back.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll vampire your gun. We're good.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I mean, he's French. He's Creole. Right? I mean, you know what, though? I see where you're going with this, though. Right? Because they were slave owners, right? Larissa is struggling.
That was my toe. So I got this at the...
I thought you had to go pee again or something.
No. This is what I got when I missed the evil.
You know what? Oh, sorry. We got to address this really quick. This is important.
Sorry.
I just realized why you have a problem with that, and that makes total sense. Usually I'm all for gender bending older characters, but yeah, he was a slave owner.
No, that's not okay.
Before he was, turned into a right. And that was part of the thing. They're like, yeah.
That's what they did in Hamilton.
I would like to add something onto that if I can. I don't understand this whole people freaking out over these older movies being remade and black actors and actresses being recast into the roles. Okay, who cares?
No, but that's not what this is.
No, they're saying in this one.
Different. This character that is cast as a black man now is very specifically a slave owner from the original book.
Oh, he's okay. Well, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's like okay, yeah. If anything,
they cast all of Hamilton. They were all slave owners.
Well, yeah, but that's very specific.
And they also skirted over the whole slave owner situation there with Hamilton and his wife. So,
well, the point being is like the flashback scenes are now going to be a black man freely going around New Orleans, right? At a time where that wouldn't be kosher. Like, it's going to be interesting. I didn't even think of that aspect of it until just now. So. That Justin, I'm with you. I love it when they make more diversity in the cast than you would have. Or in Sandman, they made Joanna Constantine. They did a gender bend, right? lot of different cultural bends, turning different characters into other ethnicities to have more diversity, where they were all white originally because they didn't need to be. That's just the way they were written back in the day. But a lot of superheroes.
Ken Williams
Yeah.
made a comment just now
Mm.
that said, and Keger, you, I'm sorry that I misunderstood your statement. I do apologize for that. Ken Williams says there were black slave owners too, but really, can you point me to a bunch of black slave owners? Come on now. Come on. Come
In
on.
Southern America, American South.
Yeah, there weren't any black slave owners that I'm aware of. None.
Well, no, I'm not saying that, but
It says they jumped 100 years of time, so
yeah,
I don't know. It would change. The new one starts in the early 1900s. Okay, so you've already been abolished. Already abolished slavery.
and that's why Juneteenth is so important, because it was the year that the slave owners in the South found out that Congress had banned slavery like 5 years before they even figured it out.
Yeah,
so that's how long it took them to figure out that they weren't actually allowed to own people anymore.
Yeah.
Yep.
And people are like, why is it a federal holiday? And I'm like, having to explain to these people, this is why. And you're over here saying that it shouldn't be a holiday because you don't get it off. I'm like, it's not about you, you freak.
Okay, so you want to see what I got? So this is what you get if you do go to you get little things. It's just, it says evil.
What is it? A cup?
Yeah, it's like a thermos, I think.
I want it now.
No, this is from 2019. I went in there and I had missed the panel, and I told the girl, I showed her that we were in the fan page. I was like, oh my God, I missed the panel. I didn't realize what was going on. I run this fan page. Well, it was like I co-run, not co-run. I'm a moderator because at that point it was all 100% Anna. So I said, and I showed her, and she said, "Okay, I'll give you this." And I was like, "Thank you so much," because I had missed the panel. I was so dumb. I was in some other panel. I didn't time my schedule correctly. That's something else. If you go to these Comic-Cons, if you don't time your schedules, you might have overlapping panels, especially at New York Comic-Con where there's like every panel there. It's like, we did the Castle Rock panel because we also had the Castle Rock group. Castle Rock is a good one. I wish they kept that show going. That would have. Castle Rock was great. They could have kept going with that.
Yeah.
They could have just kept doing different elements of the King series. They did. And
Keger, you I don't know if you heard me say that I apologize for misunderstanding your statement from earlier. So just let me do that again, because you're apparently offended by the fact that I said what I said in misunderstanding your statement, because I read it wrong, and I deeply apologize for that.
No, he didn't think you were. I don't think he was thinking you were talking. You were one of those, oh my God, they're doing woke casting types. That's not what he meant. I think he was condemning people that are like that, but I don't think he was putting you in that category. Obviously.
Right. No, I wasn't.
Yeah, to be honest, to be fair, I had at first before stat judgment before I spoke out loud was wondering if that was the case. But as soon as I realized the character,
I didn't even know anything about it. But as soon as he said something, I said, "Oh, there has to be something problematic," because.
Yeah. But Vera says they're redoing the origin story for early 1900s. So the original story was late 1700s, early 1800s.
Would you cast Chala the Black Panther as a Jewish guy? No. Don't.
No, we wouldn't.
That's what if season 2.
That would be
wildly offensive, yes.
Yeah. But in the original story, the black slaves actually burned the plantation down when they realized that all the owners have become vampires. They try to kill them.
So okay, that makes sense. I mean, both figuratively and literally, they're vampires. So
yeah, you got Lestat, Louis, and the girl, and then they flee to quarters in New Orleans. They're out in the bayou in the plantation outside of New Orleans. But I'm curious. I'm curious if they change it. But and I don't know if you think, Drew, if by changing that origin, what that does for you. You know what I mean?
Ken told you had to open a book, Justin.
Ken said what now?
Claudia, yes, thank you. Sorry.
To look for your black slave owners. I have not. I don't know.
I have not read anywhere and about anyone being a black slave owner owning other black slaves. Like that's not a thing here in the South.
No, there were, and but I was just reading one. I should have cut and pasted. There was
that
one,
like the basis where colorism started, because
there's one who he didn't consider himself a black man. He was light skinned, and there were very few.
Because that's still very.
He was like one of the richest black men of the time, and but yeah, I mean it's there's always stories like that. There's always some outliers, and
I'm curious, so I have to look it up.
Yeah, and a lot of like what appears to be racism is more classism anyway. So there's racism at all levels, but a lot of things that appear racist are more classist. It just because things are affecting certain ethnicities more. Off, but
Keger, says I don't think that Annie Rice would be okay with the rebooting her original story. Is all.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't know about that either.
I think you can make it work. If you look at Anne Rice's books, just along that point, what they did with Queen of the Damned, what they did with what's the other movie they did? They did Interview, they did Queen of the Damned, and there was a third.
At a certain point, though, Walt, it doesn't matter what the original creator would be okay with. It matters what the company who owns the rights to the creation wants to do.
Well, yeah, that's true too.
So, according to Wikipedia, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you guys. And there is a list of 32
black slave owners.
There's 32 black slave owners under Africa Portal. I don't know, but it's also Wikipedia, so anyone could enter. So.
Oh, okay. That's not reliable. So I'm gonna have to Google it.
There's 32 is not a lot.
No, it's not.
Yeah, there weren't that many, and there were, a lot of it was also there weren't that many black folk, in that era that had money to afford a slave. The way just the way the
all right, Vera's going to bed. Good night.
All right, good night, Vera.
Could have been too.
But in this day and age, and even in 2022, we still have difficulty grasping the calamity of events that happened back then, because we still don't know everything that happened back then.
Well, they don't want to teach it in school now. They're calling it CRT or whatever. I don't want to get political, but
no, we're not going to get pulled into that. But But I will tell you this: that they're even trying to in Florida, and this is absurd. In Florida, they want the teachers to make the Nazis sound like good people. They don't want the teachers to tell the students the real history of Nazism.
I've read a few articles. They're trying to both sides the Holocaust and stuff. I was like, no. A couple, I saw that. I was like, this is not good.
No, it's not.
There's no both sides.
No.
On that. Anyways.
All right, y'all.
Sign off.
That was a good show.
We're gonna go off on that note. Let's not never both sides the Holocaust, and we'll think about what we're gonna do next week. We got a week to think about it, but I'll announce it. I'll post it on my community page.
Sounds good. And we will be back next week and every following week, as long as Larice wants to continue the show. And as my understanding, she loves to have a year-round show. So I will be back as her co-host, and we'll have Walt on as special guest when he has time to come on. And we love him. We love you, Walt.
I think a 2-hour podcast would make me come back more than a 4-hour podcast.
Hey man, y'all have to like start talking about all this extra stuff.
I'm partially to blame. I'm probably mostly to blame.
He's gonna fall asleep. He needs to come back upstairs. All right, guys. Thanks again for watching this season. We'll see you. If you don't want to join us the next on our streams, we'll see you in the group. Oh, he's already playing exit music.
I had music prepared.
Baby, don't you wanna go?
Walt's playing this out.
Come on.
All right,
Fade us out. Fade us out.
I'll play this out.
We'll see you guys. We'll see you guys next year.
All right.